It was enjoyable, and I really liked it.
I think that it'd be good for other people to learn about this and to come enjoy this experience.
This will be an experience I will share with my friends and family because it's actually should be spread and more kids should try and do this, and I want to encourage that. Yeah.
So I will definitely tell my friends, and I will encourage people because it would benefit everybody, because in the long run it will only be affecting us if we keep damaging the environment.
I think this camp is very important for kids. One is to teach them about the environment. That's I see as a big problem for our country, is that a lot of locals or Bahamians do not know much about their environment and the importance of their environment, so it's good to start with the kids getting that information in them. And also, it's good also to have a camp like this to teach in terms of team building and leadership and, you know, initiative and stuff, activities like that, to get them into working as a team. And that's the only way to run this country well, is to run it as a team.
Oh, yeah. Lord, Lord, Lord. Right. The broken reeds, join your voices together. Yeah, all this thing.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's Thursday, June 26th, and you're watching What's Trending, where we bring you the latest trends and hottest news on the people, places, and things you want to know about. I'm Ianthea Ferguson with all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. Well, coming up on today's show, our Trend Tracker is back. We'll take you around the world for a mashup of the globe's hottest news, as well as this summer's must-watch blockbusters. The movie stars are lighting up the scene with action-packed performances. And later, we've got Economics, our business segment brought to you by $1. If you're a car enthusiast, tap in to see how Rolls-Royce is stepping up its game and making more money in the process. And our friends from the Perfume Bar are here with a crash course in the art of gifting. They'll give us a run-through of their best gift sets, perfect for the next big birthday or celebration. We have got this and more after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
time for Trend Tracker, where we take you around the world in a jiffy. Buckle up as we zoom through the globe and gather the latest and hottest news. Copenhagen has been named the world's most livable city for 2025 by Economist Intelligence Unit, knocking Vienna out of the top spot that it's held for 3 consecutive years. The EIU ranked 173 cities around the world on a number of factors, including healthcare, education, stability, infrastructure, and environment. Copenhagen triumphed after receiving perfect scores for stability, education, and infrastructure, while Vienna tied for 2nd place with Swiss city Zurich. A Japanese designer has created a puffer jacket that literally sings you to sleep. Britain's Foreign Intelligence Service MI6 will be led by a woman for the first time in its history. In Tanzania, solar charging backpacks are helping children to read after dark. And not 1, but 2 restaurants in Lima, Peru top the list of the world's 50 best restaurants. And joining me to chat through this portion of Trend Tracker is Bimini Swain. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So there's a lot going on in sports, entertainment, and of course, social media is just lighting up with news of it all. But let's start with our boy, VJ Edgecombe. Drafted last night to the NBA, number 3 pick. What are you seeing and hearing about this?
All good news. Bimini to the world, first of all, because everybody was with VJ last night. Some people wanted, like, how you want to just own him because he's from Bimini. All Bahamians are proud.
The drama, and then the drama ensues. I know, right? I know. So I saw the back and forth online. Someone said something about, you know, if you're not from Bimini, you wouldn't get it. We get it. We're from the Bahamas.
Proud.
Exactly.
We are all proud. We were all tuning in and watching as we heard, you know, him in his interviews.
Yeah.
The mom spoke. The brother talked about how he was so emotional. At one point, he just was lost for words because he was so proud of his brother. So that was a moment for the family, for the Bahamas, and of course for Bimini. Bimini to the world.
To the world. But who would have thought that in just 9 years, I think 4 Bahamians drafted to the NBA? I mean, that's impressive. I saw the list of all of the Bahamians that have made it to the NBA, and we're doing some things in NBA.
Doing some things all around. We is big things.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm so proud of him because he's so young. He seems so humble, you know, and you watch his story and his journey. They did a lot of like packages and interviews with him, and he just seems so thankful to just have made it, you know?
He's come from a long way. I saw some videos on TikTok with some other sports persons that have followed his journey and talked about, you know, when they saw him initially in high school, and they was like, hey, this boy is going to do some stuff. I mean, he had some crazy dunks. So listen, I'm excited to see what he does with the 76ers.
Yeah, there's a photo that I saw with him, with Buddy Hield, and he's like looking up at him in like this gym, and I'm like, wow, that is so prophetic almost. That was
but at that game, what they had in the TikTok video, they had Carmelo Anthony was at the game watching him play. So it seemed like a little sense of foreshadowing to say, okay, this is the future of the NBA in the making, and here he was being drafted last night. So that was awesome.
Amazing. Other big news, Brandy and Monica squashed their beef, and now they're going on tour. I'm so happy. Like, these are my girls from the 90s, and like after almost 30 years of that song that is still a hit today, they finally said, let's just squash it. Let's go on tour. You're going to make one of the cities, you think?
I hope so, because listen, everybody loved that song, The Boy Is Mine, but I like that they finally got over whatever rivalry that was, because listen, that was too long.
Yeah. I watched an interview where Monica was just like, listen, it was fake beef. Like, people in the industry were literally pitting a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old against each other. Like, we really had no problems, like, inherently, but then it ended up being that way because of what we were hearing. And so I'm happy to see that, you know, they're both moms now. They're both so established in their careers. Like, yes, girls, give us a tour. And like, why not?
Phenomenal women in their own right. So why would we not want to see them performing together? So I think that is going to be great.
I am just excited to see how they're going to dwindle down their performance, because they both have like
some
crazy songs.
Like, so it's like, what's going to make it in the tour? That's going to be
exactly. And then of course, you know, Kelly Rowland is going to be on the tour with them. Money Long is going to be there. I think they get started in October 26th or so.
Sounds good.
And so I will definitely be looking forward to see.
For something to do in the fall.
In the fall, exactly. Right. And then we have Winnie Harlow, supermodel and actress. I think she just got her own wax figure.
Say big things.
And I am super proud of that because, you know, representation.
Yes, yes.
You know, she talks about her vitiligo and all that stuff, and so I'm really super excited to see that they are now recognizing different forms of bodies, you know, at the Wax Museum.
As
exactly.
Well. So everybody is getting their time or moment to shine, and it looks very much just like us. So I think they did a good job. Because, you know, sometimes we get these wax figures, and it's like, I don't know that they did a good job with that one. But this one looks really good.
Yeah, she looks good. She's beautiful, and she's Jamaican, so, you know, our Caribbean girls, you know, we got to claim them all as we can get them. Also making news today and has social media all abuzz, Anna Wintour steps down as editor-in-chief at Vogue after 37 years.
That's been a long time.
She is 75 years old. I trying to figure out why she ain't retiring.
Listen, if you've been at Vogue for so long, that's more than 3 decades.
Yeah.
Listen, Vogue is the it thing, okay? When I did an interview a little while back with Lady Pinland, and I asked her, where did you get your fashion sense from? You know what she told me? Vogue.
Wow.
So where Vogue going? I mean, Vogue ain't going nowhere. Miss Missy says she ain't going nowhere either. She may be stepping back, but I think she's going to still be right there.
She definitely is.
Where you going? That's like the pulse of fashion.
But she is 75.
What does it matter? I'm sure she's still very stylish, very elegant, and very in tune in what's going on in the fashion
world. And you see
world.
her even at like fashion shows, sitting front row with Beyonce and Rihanna and Pharrell, and I'm just like, this woman knocking on 80, but I am so happy to see a woman in media, you know, still doing it at that level.
Top of her career.
And at that age, because, you know, they'll tell us, after 50-something, you gotta leave, but she's saying no.
She say, here, testy.
Yeah, and I think she's also still going to be leading other arms of Condé Nast. They're thinking like GQ, and I think the Architectural Digest. So she really is not about to retire no time soon.
We'll just be on a different finger of media.
But we also have a lot happening in blockbusters. So some movies about to hit the screen. I see Jurassic Park coming out, and I am excited.
Looks good.
I am excited about that one.
Looks good. I'm like, some films, it's like another one.
Yeah, I can always watch a Jurassic Park or Planet of the Apes. I always
agree
could.
with you. I a little iffy on the Planet of the Apes, but the Jurassic Park is always an exciting twist to it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And this one is starring Scarlett Johansson. We have Mahershala Ali, who I absolutely love and adore, so I definitely will be watching for him. But I was reading a little bit on the trail, and they're saying that they're going back to some part of the park where like the bad dinosaurs were left.
Okay,
so they about to encounter like
bringing back the T-Rex and all those what?
They about to encounter the rejects.
All right, so this can be really interesting.
And of course,
I'm looking forward to it.
Brad Pitt is about to hit up our screens again in F1 with Damson Idris. I like that combination. I did not.
I wasn't sure about it initially.
Excited though,
but I think it's gonna be a good twist to that one. So I want to see what they do with that one.
Yeah.
Like
so
race car drivers.
Yeah.
Come on, we can see.
Not my sport, but Brad Pitt, I'm gonna watch it, right? But I think he's playing like a disgraced race car driver who was called back to lead a new squad, and of course Damson is like the rookie, know-it-all kind of bad guy.
The chip on the shoulder.
Yes. So super excited to see how them two align their stars.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, Jimmy, what a trip around the world! Thanks so much for chatting me through all the gossip happening on social media. Well, coming up after the break, we've got gift sets courtesy of the Perfume Bar. We'll be right back.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Welcome to Economics, presented by SandDollar, your go-to series for smart, practical financial insights that empower you and your community. From boosting financial awareness to unlocking business resources and championing sustainable growth, each episode aligns with SandDollar's mission: accessible, effective economic empowerment.
Once known for luxury and legacy, Rolls-Royce had quietly lost altitude. The pandemic clipped its wings, profits plunged, investors lost faith. But in just 2 years, the British engineering giant has pulled off a comeback that's turning heads and turning a profit. Under new CEO Tufan Erginbilgic, a former BP exec, Rolls-Royce is back in the cockpit. His strategy: strip back the clutter, focus on performance, and unlock long-term value in defense, energy, and innovation. And just for clarity, we're talking about the company that produces aircraft engines, defense systems, and power solutions, not luxury vehicles. Investors are paying attention. The stocks have skyrocketed over 800% since early 2023. Operating margins nearly triple. Dividends are back. Rolls-Royce is flying high again, not just in planes, but in profit. Now the company is looking to the future with its UltraFan, a next-gen engine built for fuel efficiency and lower emissions. With air travel rebounding, this engine could revolutionize the skies and the company's balance sheet. For investors, a Rolls-Royce rebound is more than a feel-good story. It's a textbook case of a long-view strategy. Betting on defense contracts, innovation, and clean propulsion may just keep Rolls-Royce at cruising altitude for decades. From struggle to strategy to soaring again. But Rolls-Royce is not the only business making a comeback. In fact, you may not remember it, but Be Real is hoping you stop curating the perfect page and just show the world the real you. Once upon a time, the photo app allowed users 2 minutes once per day to share a raw, unfiltered moment. Founded in 2019, but 2022 was the year it surged in popularity, and then it seemed to fall out of sight. But now, Be Real is staging a very real comeback with over 40 million monthly users. And it's not just trending in one corner of the globe. From Paris cafes to Tokyo train stations, people are choosing authenticity over aesthetic. Be Real's charm is its simplicity. No filters, no pressure, no perfect angle, just a snapshot of life, however it looks in that moment. It may sound small, but in an online world full of noise, that one real photo each day, it's creating a sense of global connection. Whether you're in a London or Lagos, that Be Real ping, it's hitting phones at the same time, reminding us we're all in this life thing together. And while Be Real isn't competing on ad dollars like social media giants just yet, its resurgence is turning investors' heads with more platforms looking to monetize authenticity in a world tired of filters. Because where attention goes, the money tends to follow.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You up?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pin the tile sale now on to Independent.
There's nothing like getting a gift set for whatever you're celebrating. And if you're in the market to make someone smile with gifts that say, "You mean something to me," then stick around as our friends at the Perfume Bar show off their best buys.
That's what I'm talking about.
We have Perfume Bar store manager Nayoka Pende here, who will walk us through the sensory journey of perfumes, lotions, and sprays, and tell us why these items make up the perfect gift set. Welcome to What's Trending.
Hi, it's good to be back.
Thank you so much for coming back. And so we're talking gift sets today and why they will make the perfect gift. So tell me why people will walk into the store and say, "Hey, I want a gift set," as opposed to just getting a bottle of perfume.
Well, between the bottles of fragrances singly and the gift sets tend to be the same price as a single bottle. So you get a better value and a bang for your buck.
Okay. And so typically in gift sets, what do we get? The perfume, sometimes shower gel?
Correct. You get the perfume, the shower gel, and body lotion.
Okay.
It varies. And mix it up.
And would it be overkill if someone were to bathe with the shower gel, put on the lotion, and then spray with the...
Oh.
Not overkill, though.
No, it's not overkill. It's a part of being sweet.
Okay, all right. Well, I like that. So you have some gift sets here for us, and these are specifically for our guys.
Yes.
So let's start over here, and we have this Boss collection. Tell me about this set over here.
Okay, this set over here, thank you. This is for the man that wants to be the boss.
Okay.
It's you, the boss man.
And what do we have in this set? We have lotion, shower gel as well, or?
We have in the gift set, we have the lotion, shower gel, and the deodorant spray.
Yeah, he's real bossy. I like him. I like him. I like him. I like him. All right, so talk about some of the notes we have here.
Okay, and some of the notes that we have here, we have mandarin essence, we have orris, we have fig wood, we have cedar wood inside of it also.
And some leather. I could get that leather right down at the bottom.
To the bottom. That's the last note.
Okay, all right.
How's it working? You love it?
I like it. Okay. I like him. I like him. He's a boss, but he's a nice boss. Like he's softening the more I shake him off. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So what do we have next?
Next we have Teta Hermes for men. This one is for a man that likes office wear.
Okay.
It could be a casual and formal evening event.
Okay.
Very nice and fresh.
He seems very astute.
Yes.
He seems very quiet, but, you know, strong.
Exactly.
I like him. So what are some of the notes we're getting with this one?
Well, in the notes in this one, we have the orange, the grapefruit. Then we have the woody base. That's the second. And then we have vetiver for the last.
And I know we talk about the gift sets also having perfume and shower gel in them. How do the scents in those products match up to the perfume or the cologne?
It's basically just about the same scent, but a little toned down because, you know, you don't want to overpower in the shower gel.
Yes.
You want to overpower in deodorant.
Okay.
So when you use the combination with all, it's fabulous.
Okay, all right. Now let's go to the other one. What do we have next?
Okay, the second one.
I like that
third,
bottle.
Actually. Awesome. Light and bold.
Yes, I like that.
It's Bad Boy Blue.
Okay. Let's see who he's for. Ooh, he's young, fun. He smells like he likes to be on the water.
This can be an everyday wear for men, morning and night. It's really good.
I like this.
It's a nice, invigorating, fresh fragrance. It has pink pepper in it.
Pink
which is
pepper, nice.
It has a nice truffle accord and cedarwood.
All right, so what do we get in this gift set if we were to get this for our guy?
With this gift set with the guy, we have the shower gel, and then we have the large bottle of fragrance.
So shower gel and then fragrance with this one. All right, and what about our last guy over here?
Our last but not least is Jean-Paul Male Elixir.
Okay. Let's see what he's saying. I think I like him the most.
This I love. This is my personal favorite.
Why? Tell me why.
Because it's nice and has a long longevity wear to it, because it's a straight elixir.
And I know you talk about the gift sets being more bang for your buck in terms of pricing, because you get all of these items in one, but sometimes people feel like gift sets are a little too cliche, a little too kind of like, you know.
Not really. When we have the gift sets in, it's good to take advantage of
them.
Because they only come certain seasons and certain times of the year.
And now we're going into, well, we're into now graduation season, a lot of birthdays and stuff coming up. I feel like this will be a great gift to give.
Excellent gift.
And the packaging is beautiful.
It's beautiful, yes, it is.
These are definitely boxes that I feel like I would want to keep or whatever.
So you can keep them if you want.
Yeah, so let's talk price range. Do we have something for the more budget-friendly shopper, and then you have your big spender maybe? Like, what's our price range on the gift sets?
Well, the gift sets start from $120 and up.
And in comparison to like a single bottle,
it's going to be the same price.
About the same price just for the bottle.
Yeah.
So it does.
The only difference is going to be is about $5, $6, $8.
Yeah. Okay, so where can we find you? Where are you located?
So I'm located at Old Fort Bay in the Perfume Bar by Lark's.
And are these in all of your other locations as well? We can find these?
Yes, they are.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Nayoka.
Thank you for having me.
I think I found my guy. I think I
Which
found
one is the best?
This one. I like this.
Oh,
I like this.
you like my favorite.
And then this is my second favorite.
Awesome, awesome.
Well, thank you so much. So yes, a gift set does make the perfect gift for any and every occasion. Thank you, Nayoka, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, stick around. There's more What's Trending after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
And that's what's trending today. Be sure to catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Well, we'll see you on Monday right back here at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Cynthia Ferguson. Have a great weekend.
Join us on on Social Mania, a new and dynamic game show based on the Ministry of Education's primary and junior high school social studies curriculum. Students from schools across the Bahamas go head-to-head as their knowledge of social studies is challenged. In this episode, Woodcock Primary battles with Columbus Primary. Which school will emerge as winner? To find out, join us as these two schools engage in intense competition. Don't miss it.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Bimini native VJ Edgecombe secures a third overall to the Philadelphia 76ers. We have Bimini's reactions tonight. Tourism officials discussing the second city as a global nexus for business. The Department of Labor expounding on the importance of job seekers being prepared for the work field.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. We are coming to you live from Resorts World Bimini. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the island of Bimini erupting with excitement as hometown hero VJ Edgecombe drafted third overall to the Philadelphia 76ers. Our ZNS news team was on the ground as watch parties throughout the island was held in motorcade and celebration. Here's that story.
With the third pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe.
The draft, I believe, is a good opportunity, not for just Bimini, but the Bahamas, especially for the youth, how the world is going now. It make them feel they have a chance to, progress themselves outside of just the Bahamas.
Man, words can't even describe. It's like a wow for the Bahamian population, mostly for Bimini population.
I really know he was going third. I know he's going third. That's my godchild. I wish him all the best.
To the powers of God, Bimini always been a spot. We always had athletes in Bimini. Thank God, VJ made it to the NBA.
The night ended in celebration as residents took to their vehicles and golf carts, parading through the streets in honor of VJ's historic achievement, marking a moment of pride Bimini won't forget. Tourism and investment officials are once again emphasizing the significant opportunities available in Grand Bahama as the island remains the focus of more than $1 billion in ongoing local and international investments. While the figure isn't new, it was reaffirmed during the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce's June meeting, where representatives from the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation outlined the government's continued push to position Grand Bahama as a global nexus for business.
Its emergence as a global nexus isn't by chance. With the nation's busiest and fastest growing investment landscape, Grand Bahama is the country's pathway to the world.
Vogue emphasizing the island's favorable tax climate as a key driver for attracting new investments, calling it strategic advantage that not only draws international interest, but also bolsters the long-term growth and resilience of a local business.
Bahama benefits are second to none. Significant tax benefits which support business establishment and sustainability, our deep water port, the deepest man-made harbor in the region, our strategic location, which is an incredible advantage with our proximity to the U.S. coast. As the government of the Bahamas and private sector continues to collaborate, the results are increasingly evident. Enhanced connectivity, renewed urban spaces, expanding green infrastructure, and growing investor confidence. The new economic activity reflects Grand Bahama's readiness to meet the demands of the world.
It's been an ongoing challenge for the Ministry of Education addressing the teacher shortage that has left officials relying on foreign laborers and retirees to help fill the gap. Outside of those measures, a teachers union president shares one way that could attract more youth into the profession. Cleopatra Murphy has that report.
President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, Sandra Major, says the teaching profession is rapidly losing educators, with UNESCO projecting 66 million teachers will be needed globally by 2030. Major, speaking on the sidelines of the union's 4th annual general meeting Monday, says the teacher shortage is a very real problem in the Bahamas, and her union wants to be more community-minded in an effort to attract more teachers to the profession. But there must also be an improvement in teacher benefits.
If you work, you should be paid. If a benefit is in the agreement for you, then you should get the benefit that's in the agreement. All we're asking with the government is that whatever we negotiate for our teachers, give it to them in a timely fashion, which makes it easier for them to do their job in the classroom. Because I have to worry about my home and my job. My home is going to come first.
She says partnership with the community and, importantly, government is critical, as many teachers feel the benefits are not worth it when it can take years to receive confirmations, among other challenges.
When you have a large classroom with 25, 30, 35 children, and you're the only person with them, sometimes you'll have an aide. Then you must understand the stress it is. See, we consider the children, but you have to consider the teacher as well.
The two-day AGM, held under the theme Empowering Minds, Elevating Standards in Unionism, also saw several educators being recognized for their contributions. Addressing the event was former unionist, Minister of State for the Environment, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne, congratulating BECU on its impressive accomplishments in 4 short years.
Your legitimate existence is essential in maintaining the integrity of the labor movement in the Bahamas. As you continue to grow as an organization, I encourage you to be steadfast, to adhere to your constitution and the provisions outlined in the law, so that your members are protected from potential abuse, and also so that you can ensure that BECU operates democratically and transparently.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And still to come.
We give you a behind-the-scenes look of MSC Ocean Cay. You won't want to miss it. That story, sports, and more when the Northern Edition continues.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Keep the trend trending with Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration. Inverter units in Freon at unbeatable bonded and duty-paid prices while supplies last. Cash sale only at number 3 Milton Street. Call 602-5467. From July 2nd through the 10th, Grand Bahama is the place to be. Don't miss the Welcoming Home Grand Cultural Festival in downtown Freeport, Saturday, July 5th, beginning at 7 p.m. Bahamian food, arts and crafts, kids corner, and live performances by Recon Bahamas, Sherrod Taylor, Nishi LS, Avi, and DMAC. Go to ministryforgb.com for the full welcoming calendar of events. From July 2nd through the 10th, Grand Bahama is the place to be. Don't miss the Welcoming Home Grand Cultural Festival in downtown Freeport, Saturday, July 5th, beginning at 7 p.m. Bahamian food, arts and crafts, kids corner, and live performances by Recon Bahamas, Sherrod Taylor, Nishi LS, Avi, and DMAC. Go to ministryforgb.com for the full welcoming calendar of events.
The Bahamas Turks and Caicos Association and family and friends of Mr. Headley James Cornelius Forbes invite you to a service of reflection and celebration of a man with a heart for the people. Come, let us give God thanks for this gift. A man of humble beginnings who rose to become a successful businessman and philanthropist. This service will be held on June 29th at 4 p.m. at Jubilee Cathedral on Jubilee Boulevard. Let us remember to honor those who labor among us.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
The Fluid Factory and the Rhythm 102.7 FM brings it to you. The Reunion 3, the mega old school party. Saturday, June 28th. Performing live. Bahamas is the one you know and love. The hitmaker Tanya Stevens.
Yo, Freeport, this is your girl Tanya Stevens inviting you to join me for the Reunion 3. And it's at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Yo, I want the boom box. Love the way you have the boom stuff.
Oh yes, Tanya Stevens live. Doing all her hits at the Reunion 3. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Get your early bird tickets now. This one will sell out. Tickets are $60 VIP, $100 platinum, table $650, skybox $2,800. Act like you know with Tanya Stevens performing live. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Gates open at 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. Reunion3.com. Tanya Stevens performing live.
Make sure we see you.
Just 50 miles off the coast of Florida lies a destination unlike any other. Welcome to Resorts World Bimini in the Bahamas, where vibrant culture means endless adventure. Relax on pristine beaches, savor Caribbean flavors, and sun-filled hotel stays. Whether it's a tranquil escape, night at the casino, or a weekend full of thrills, Bimini feels like a world away, but closer than you ever imagined. Your journey begins here, Resorts World Bimini.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. MSC Ocean Cay is a stunning destination with crystal clear waters, pristine beaches, and coral reefs teeming with life. During our stay here in Bimini, we had a first-hand tour of the island that was nothing short of amazing. Here's that story. 8 pristine and beautiful beaches, snorkeling for the ocean lovers, kayaking for the cruisers, sunset sailing to calm the mind, a lighthouse light show, and a spa for the ultimate relaxation. Our tour around Ocean Cay was nothing short of amazing. Our special tour guide, tramp manager Greg Evans, gave us an exclusive look at all Ocean Cay has to offer.
We have 7 beaches right here that, including I pass every last one, giving a bit of detail and history, giving them experience of where they can go and sit and enjoy whatever type of comfort they would want while they're here. Okay, because we have other beaches where you may be a young adult that's looking for a little bit more of the entertainment session, so you may be one that more reserved, looking for something just less, but then, always a little more private. So we have those beaches here as well. And we have the comedies of food trucks that are spread around the island. So no matter where you're at on this beach right now, you can be accommodated by whether it is the floating mats, the umbrellas, our cabanas that we offer, the services, and then we have foods that are spread around as well. And there's enough to go around. So we don't have to worry about the lines being overcrowded and much of any fighting or hustle and bustle.
Evans says his favorite spot is Paradise Beach, home to a picturesque wedding pavilion and the only area on the Cay without a bar. But for beach lovers seeking adventure, here's Evans' guide to the best excursions.
Beach is a little bit more entertaining, excitement, and you have way more excursions going on from there. You have the snowbird, where they put you in the snorkeling gears. We have some ancient statues, those Greek goddesses. You can go there, dive and explore while in look at fish and lobsters.
The 95-acre Key offers a range of unique shopping experiences, including locally made crafts and jewelry. In addition to food trucks, visitors can enjoy a variety of restaurants serving everything from quick snacks to gourmet meals. For those traveling as a family, Evans highlights a kid-friendly lagoon and my favorite part, a lighthouse that actually lights up.
This is a guided tour, so we don't allow guests to go up and down at will. But it is currently standing as the tallest lighthouse throughout the entire Bahamas. Now, it does stand at over 115 feet tall. It's also the most extravagant business because it's the only one that has LED lights that gives that incredible show by night, with 23,000 to be exact. But what is not so interesting about our lighthouse is that it has literally absolutely nothing navigation.
Overall, the Tramp Guide expresses a deep appreciation for his role with MSC Cruise Lines, noting that the company not only values its employees, but also demonstrates a sincere commitment to the well-being of the Bahamian people and the guest experience on Ocean Cay.
I was given the Tramp, always been my love for the company even more, because that is when I had to move around the island my own time, learning the island completely. And that is when I came to the realization that MSC, being the only company coming into this Bahamas, showing actual concerns about the environment and that ecosystem. Scientifically speaking, I believe at least 60% of people rely strongly on the ocean as a result of how they provide their families. So this is very important.
In other news, they are the first to greet you once you enter the doors of Resorts World Bimini, and tonight, the front desk team shares why they set the standard for an unforgettable visit.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Resorts World Bimini. Please hold for me. Hi, my name is Ambrose Cartwright. I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations as a supervisor here at Resorts World Bimini. So I started back in May of 2023. Since then, I've gotten a few promotions, first to acting supervisor, then to a full-time supervisor. As a supervisor, it is my duty to ensure that my employees are carrying that out at the highest standard. At any given time, especially on the busy days, such as the weekends, Friday to Sunday, even some Wednesday to Fridays, I supervise up to 4 to 5 employees at a time. Being in our industry, hospitality, like I said, customer service is key. We are here to make the guests feel welcome. You know, sometimes we're dealing with 300 to 400 guests coming off at one time. Rooms aren't ready. Some rooms are, some rooms aren't. We have to ensure that each guest feels comfortable, knowing that, you know, your room isn't going to be ready for a few hours, and we have to manage that, take it into account, take their long route here into account first. So we always try to greet them with a smile, a good morning, a how are you, how was your trip? If there's any sort of hiccups along the way, we try to apologize as much as possible to alleviate your stress, let them know that we are empathizing with them. We have several different departments here at Resort World. Friend, this is the starting point. It's the first point of contact that the guests have. So we have that advantage in making sure that the first experience they have is a memorable one. That's why I think front desk is one of the, I'm not saying that no other department isn't important, but that's why I think that front desk is also along the main line of importance here, especially in the hospitality industries, especially here at Resorts World too.
To look at stories making news, a check on sports when we return.
walk, run, or cycle in the Ministry for Grand Bahamas Welcoming Home 5K Road Race and Health Fair on Saturday, July 5th, beginning at 6 a.m. at the Harold de Gregory Complex. Bring the family for a morning of fitness, fun, and culture. Get free health screenings after the race and purchase a healthy breakfast from participating vendors. Registration is free. Go to ministryforgb.com to register today.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Welcoming Home. Get ready, Grand Bahama. The Welcoming Home Grand Expo and Empowerment Seminar is coming July 4th, 2025. Join us at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a day of inspiration, information, and opportunity. Hear key updates from the government and connect with top investors, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. Whether you're returning home or looking to grow your vision, this is your moment. The future of Grand Bahama is now. Be a part of it. That's Friday, July 4th at the Grand Lucayan. Don't miss it.
In the heart of the Bahamas, there once lay an unassuming island, scarred, forgotten, left behind by industry. A place that had given so much, but had been abandoned in return. It took a family whose legacy is deeply intertwined with the sea to see its potential. They saw not just an island, but possibilities to replace abandonment and desolation with life and beauty. The transformation of Ocean Cay was a collective effort, bringing together skilled workers, artisans, builders, and conservationists, combining passionate visionaries with Bahamian expertise, ensuring that Ocean Cay was not just a paradise, but a source of opportunity.
What's happening, beautiful people? I'm Shane Stubbs with your evening sports update. It is official. Valdez VJ Edgecombe is officially a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bimini native would hear his name called as the 3rd overall pick of the 2025 NBA draft class. Now, of course, he joins the 76ers with Joel Embiid and Paul George as they look to rebound from a shaky season last year. Of course, there was a whole wave of emotions as the Bimini native realized his dream come true. Here he is at the podium.
I don't got no words. It's just surreal. Like I say, I work hard, and everything is paying off, but you know, the work don't stop. Now I'm definitely looking forward to going to Philly, meeting the team, get ready for summer league, training camp, all that. So I'm focused on playing now.
He now joins Bahamian basketball players Shavano Buddy Hield, who was drafted back in 2016, DeAndre Ayton, who was drafted back in 2018, and Kai Jones in 2021, who were all drafted to the association over the past 9 years. And of course, that was led by Michael Sweetbells Thompson, who was the first overall pick back in 1978.
It shows that basketball in the Bahamas is growing. And it's growing at a pretty rapid pace. And, I'm excited to see who's next. And I'm help them as much as I can. Inspire. I'm trying my best to continue inspiring the ones that come after me.
The Sixers have been on the bubble the past few seasons, and VJ looks forward to being a piece that gets the squad over the hump.
Being that piece that's going to help them get over the hump would mean a lot to me, would mean a lot to the fans, the owners.
And of course, the celebration raved on over on the island of Bimini as residents flooded the streets in celebration. T had to show love to his Bimini family.
Love y'all. Forever. Love y'all forever. Y'all know what it is.
There for the ride was his mother, Brandra Rule, who was beaming with excitement for her baby boy.
This is nothing short of amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. The tears, determination, sacrifices. We did it. Bimini to the world, 242, 347.
Beautiful people, that's your check on sports. My name is Shane Stubbs. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
Let's come together to worship in preparation for our nation's 52nd anniversary of independence at the Ecumenical Service of Praise and Thanksgiving at First Baptist Church, led by the Grand Bahama Christian Council on Sunday, July 6th at 3 p.m. The public is welcome.
Welcoming home. Get ready, Grand Bahama. The Welcoming Home Grand Expo and Empowerment Seminar is coming July 4th, 2025. Join us at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a day of inspiration, information, and opportunity. Hear key updates from the government and connect with top investors, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. Whether you're returning home or looking to grow your vision, this is your moment. The future of Grand Bahama is now. Be a part of it. That's Friday, July 4th at the Grand Lucayan. Don't miss it.
A new era is dawning in Grand Bahama. An opportunity, it's knocking louder than ever. Introducing Tract B, Bahama Reef Yacht and Country Club, Unit 1. A prime corner commercial property, footsteps from the Port Lucayo Marketplace, crystal clear waters and white sandy beaches. This expansive 4.8-acre tract is zoned for commercial and multi-use development. Envision a thriving restaurant, a boutique hotel, or an entertainment hub unique to your vision come to life. You can live, work, play, and learn in paradise when you seize this rare opportunity today. Collaborate with DEFCO and let's shape the future of Grand Bahama Island together.
Hello, my name is Sharice Butler and I am the owner of CV What You Crafting Today. Our vision is to bring your vision to life. CB Custom Prints is a printing business that specializes in high-quality printing. The printing that we offer is sublimation, DTF, polyester dry-fit shirts, tumblers, cups, mugs, aprons, all of that. With our GTF printing, we also sell the prints to other small business owners that don't have the machine and that would wish to purchase the prints from us. So we are located in the Marlboro building, directly in front of the new Independence Circle. You can contact us 242-646-8109. We have TikTok, CB Custom Prints, Instagram, CB Custom Prints 242, or Snapchat, and Facebook, CB Custom Prints 242 or CB Custom Prints.
Have you ever dreamed of gifting a loved one their own piece of paradise? Now, with DEFCO's groundbreaking gift initiative, you can turn that very dream into reality. GIFT, which stands for Generational Investment, Friends and Family Trust, is a simple yet powerful way to make property ownership more accessible. Contribute to the 10% down payment in person or team up with friends and family to make it even easier. You can even pay online via direct bank transfer, then submit the required form with just a few taps. The person you gift then enters a manageable 7-year payment plan, or they can pay in full anytime. Imagine the joy of giving the gift of ownership, a piece of the Bahamas, a piece of paradise, right at your fingertips. Now, you can gift for a birthday, a wedding, graduation, Christmas, or simply just because. With Devco's Gift Initiative, you're not just giving a gift, you're gifting a bright future. Devco, where opportunities embrace and gift ownership. Visit gbdevco.com to learn more.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here live at Resorts World's Bimini. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. The Bahamas Tonight starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the government scores a win with the signing of its 57th industrial agreement, the latest with senior doctors. Also, who's made the cut for the F&M's 2026 candidacy lineup? The first 16 to be named tonight. And the Bahamas joins in on a global life-saving event that brings together kids and adults on 6 continents. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A suite of benefits for members of the Consultant Physicians Staff Association, who today secured a new industrial agreement with the government. And among the perks, paid paternity leave of up to 15 days. Lloyd Allen takes it from here.
Following more than 2 years of negotiation, a point of consensus has been reached between the Senior Doctors Union and the government, paving the way for a new industrial agreement. The signing taking place on Thursday at the office of the Prime Minister.
As in negotiations, there are some ups, some downs, but through it all, we remained optimistic that an agreement not only was possible, but that it would happen sooner rather than later.
Now, according to the Honorable Pierre Glover Roll, this is a monumental signing as it also paves the way for a number of accomplishments.
We signed an agreement with the Bahamas Doctors Union, and now through today's agreement with the CPSA, we've ensured progress towards improved compensation, increased compensation, improved benefits, and fair standards for all doctors now working in the public healthcare system.
President of the Consultant Physician Staff Association, Dr. Sherelle Lockhart, said the issue of doctors signing in remains an issue moving forward.
From our perspective, there is lots of work that is done when we are not in the 4 walls of an institution, and so our concern is to make sure that those times and hours are captured. And so we certainly need to come to an agreement as to how to capture that time that we are working outside of the 4 walls.
Other benefits include paid paternity and adoption leave, the increase of leave benefit for senior physicians, comprehensive group medical insurance, as well as remuneration for year 3, 4, and 5.
The industrial agreement now will last for 1 year, so we go back to the table around the same time next year.
As we deliver as a government on these dozens of agreements, it's also time that you hold your members accountable for productivity, for quality customer service, and for an honest day's work in exchange for an honest day's pay.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, the plant that gets you high. Cannabis has long been stigmatized as such, but it really doesn't have to be. Just ask the people who've taken it for medicinal purposes, like in the case of insomnia, anxiety, and depression. And as others have found out, it It doesn't have to be smoked. Apart from edibles, gummies, and foods, there are now cannabis-infused beverages. Meantime, transdermal cannabis patches are still being investigated in clinical trials. A mouthful from a woman who uses cannabis as treatment for painful nerve damage after learning she's allergic to prescription medicine. Canadian cannabis expert Anno Solomon also assisted the Davis administration with drafting legislation for cannabis.
Dosage is really important. This is one thing, is if the product is being made properly with proper formulation and the chemistry, you're going to have proper dosages. And that's a big thing, is when people are just making products and they're not using any type of regulation or a standardization, this is when it becomes, you hear the stories about, oh, someone gave me a brownie and I was so sick on the floor.
Right.
And again, so that's the lack of education, lack of awareness, and improper dosing. So back home, I offer like community seminars, workshops, school awareness, things like that, so that way we can help educate people who normally wouldn't think to use cannabis. Senior citizens come to me all the time and they're like, how do I use cannabis?
The Cannabis Authority, tasked with developing policies, procedures, and guidelines to establish and regulate cannabis for medicinal, scientific, and religious use here in the Bahamas, has been allocated $400,000 in the 2025-2026 budget.
You bring a cannabis industry to a new country, obviously there's going to be lots of jobs. That's great. That's a given. We're always going to have the jobs. But why not reach out to the universities? Why not start teaching proper university programs on the beginnings from cultivation to quality assurance to business to the import to the export, from start to finish? If somebody's interested in being in this industry, offer accredited university programs that will teach them everything they want, with world-class experts coming in to teach your people. Keep that knowledge within your country as well.
And speaking of the 2025-2026 fiscal period, that budget now only awaiting the Governor General's stamp of approval. This having been passed in the upper chamber last night, days after being cleared in the House of Assembly. Now, once the budget receives the Governor General's assent, it is officially enacted and published in the Gazette, becoming the legal framework for the government's financial operations. Leader of Government Business in the Senate and Minister of Economic Affairs, the Honorable Michael Alquitas, wrapped up the session with satisfaction.
Before I move the final adjournment, I would like to once again thank senators for their excellent contributions to the budget debate, to their full attendance all during the debate, the high quality and excellent delivery of all the presentations in this debate, and thank them once again. It has been a pleasure, and so, Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn.
The government is tonight refuting a social media post alleging that the Bahamas has withdrawn from the Caribbean, CARICOM, and other regional organizations. The message, according to the Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, is rooted in disinformation and is likely to increase as the country approaches its next general elections.
There is no formal statement endorsed by the Prime Minister referring to the country not being a part of CARICOM. We want to advise Bahamians that to really scrutinize the information they have, to pay close attention to official government channels, the Office of the Prime Minister, myself as Director of Communications, and to ensure that the information that is being placed out there is accurate and is correct. But we also, we are aware that we are heading in towards an election season, and you're going to see a lot of this type of activity happening.
Coming up, the impact, if any, on the fire burning in western New Providence. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That story and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Yes, I will marry you.
taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC is finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the sand dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The sand dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the sand dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of Luca Kari Bar and Grill on the waterfront of Woods Rogers Wharf, downtown Nassau, near the Nassau Cruise Port. That shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Welcome back. A big night for the opposition Free National Movement, who will tonight reveal a number of candidates selected to carry its banner in the upcoming general election. Our Felicity Darville is posted at the party's Mackey Street headquarters. Felicity, what can you tell us? Well, we'll come back to that story in other news. Today's rain providing welcomed relief to western New Providence's brush fire and the widespread smoke emanating from it in recent days. And this considering firefighters spent hours battling the blaze that forced some Adelaide residents to even evacuate. There is an assurance from Police Commissioner Shanton Knowles, though, that the fire has been contained and additional resources have been acquired to ensure safety.
So we know that that fire has been burning for a couple days. My teams from the fire department have been on that location for a few days. Up to 1 o'clock this morning, I was talking to my fire commander, Demis Ambrista, who has given me an update. We know that where it's burning, our vehicles can't get to it access the fire as easily as they would want to. We have gotten the assistance from community partners in obtaining heavy equipment so that we can form fire breaks. And that has helped us to prevent the fire from getting to homes in that area. And they are still on the scene of trying to extinguish that fire.
Well, we now go back to our Felicity Darville, who's standing by at the Free National Movement's headquarters on Mackey Street. Felicity?
Well, Makushla, it is a rainy, wet, and in some cases flooded day here in New Providence, but that isn't stopping Free National Movement supporters from flooding Mackey Street at this hour. They're filing in by the scores here at the F&M headquarters for what would be a historic day for them, the rollout of their first set of candidates for the 2026, hopefully, general elections. Joining us at this time is our the deputy chairman of the Free National Movement, bright and promising young man, politician, Mr. Travis Robinson. Now, Travis, can you explain to us exactly what happens as the first candidates are being selected this evening?
So what is happening right now, let me just say thank you for having me. It's an awesome day in the Free National Movement right now. We started from 3 p.m. actually today with the executive, or what we now deem to be the Candidate Select Committee. They've been going through all the process, reviewing all the files of each potential candidate and making a determination. We're now at the council level where the individuals will be officially ratified by the Free National Movement to be our standard bearer all across the different constituencies in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Now, I will allow for later on for you to see how many candidates we have confirmed this evening, but it will be a substantial amount. And we're excited. We're inviting you, if you're out there watching, listening to me right now, you support the F&M, you're a part of what we represent, come on down to 144 Market Street and be a part of this big celebration that we're rolling out. The leader will address the crowd later tonight to speak to the new vision, the plan for the country, for the Bahamas, and how we will be different from this failed administration that we have now presenting candidates to replace.
Now, we've been told it's about 17, so I'm pretty guessing that that's going to be around the number, yeah?
We will wait for after the official ratification that's happening right now. Matter of fact, as I'm speaking to you, persons are being ratified as I speak, and we will roll out that massive list of candidates in just an hour or a half from now. And I think the Bahamian people will be more than pleased by the individuals we present to the public. They'll be able to look and see a list of young people, women, and former persons who would have made substantial impact to the country.
And maybe an individual or two that might have been from another party. So let's stay tuned and see what happens, and I'll be excited to let you all know exactly what commensurates today. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks for listening. Now, as you just heard, we will know who and exactly how many candidates the F&M has so far ratified in a later newscast. In other news, in the case of the 3 youngsters left fighting for their lives following that deadly fire in Bain Town last week, Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Albinette Rose, says the children are in stable condition, a vast improvement from where they were initially.
The latest update is that the 3 are there. They're very stable. The physicians are still attending to them as inpatients, and they seem to be progressing. So as the days go on, then we will see the results, but they are stable at this time.
Now, reports are that the mother of the 4 children left them in the care of a relative on Rupadine Lane. The relative, who fell asleep, reportedly awoke to the sound of children screaming and on fire. 5-year-old Decoya Major lost his life in that blaze. Rito Bahamar moved quickly to include the mother of the children in their latest charity drive, providing her with $15,000 to bury her child and to assist with the children who survived.
Children can amaze you, their ability to rebound is nothing. And, when we complain of things like pain and stuff, they seem to have such a high tolerance. But we're very excited in terms of their progress and to note that the clinicians have the ability to attend to their existing needs. So we're looking forward to them improving. As a nurse myself of over 40 years, whenever it comes to children and the elderly, there's a special thing in our heart. And so, yes, I really want to commend the staff who are attending to their wounds, as well as the clinical teams, all the support staff, just to ensure that the patients get the treatment that they need.
Now, on the police end of things, Commissioner Knowles says no decision has been made regarding whether someone will be charged in connection with the tragedy, but she did offer up this advice.
We need to encourage parents and guardians to not leave their children at home alone, and certainly leave them with responsible adults. We know that this fire was caused because of some portable stove that may have been in the room. And we need to put these things that may possibly cause injury or harm to children.
Over 100 black law enforcement executives from the U.S.-based Organization of Black Law Enforcement are in the capital for an international summit. The two-day event examines key global policing issues. Our Desmond Saunders has the details of the opening ceremony.
While recent stats are showing a downward trend in overall crime, the face and reality of violent activities still hit at the core of our daily existence. Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hanna-Martin, reminding delegates that violent crime has no nationality and border, and every effort should be accelerated to arrest it.
As Minister of Education, I see the aftermath of crime every single day, not just in crime statistics, but in the faces of children who have lost fathers, uncles, brothers, mothers, sometimes all three, to gun violence. Children who carry trauma so deep, they sit in silence, or they lash out in rage, or they disappear altogether into a world that pulls them in faster than we can pull them out.
This week's National Association of Black Law Enforcement Officers also comes as the country grapples with transnational crime. The Bahamas, an archipelagic nation with its vast ocean territory, faces continued vulnerable threats of firearm trafficking and migrant smuggling from around the world. Minister Hanna-Martin believes global collaboration is critical in addressing this issue.
Whether you wear the badge in Atlanta, Montego Bay, or Nassau, the forces working against us are increasingly sophisticated. Transnational trafficking, cybercrime, weapons smuggling, recruitment of children into violent extremism. So our response must be equally strong and coordinated.
The acting Prime Minister further pledged the country's support with the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Officers to help tackle wide-ranging crime issues. Global policing in uncertain times, adapting, collaborating, and protecting is a theme for the International Summit. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Vogue Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this brings great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you want on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your landline.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. Introducing the Vogue Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Caribbean Bottling Company this weekend unveiled its latest initiative here in the country. Our Mauritian Burrows has the details of a pretty unique way of sharing and celebrating special moments.
It's about personalization and refreshment as Caribbean Bottling Company brings its Share a Coke initiative to Fusion Superplex this weekend, giving customers a chance to receive their own Coca-Cola bottle printed with their name on it. Company Marketing Director Jonathan Throneberry says the campaign is meant to provide Bahamians with the opportunity to create a magical connection, courtesy of Coca-Cola.
We worked with the registrar to pick 160 common Bahamian names because we really wanted to get Bahamians an opportunity to find names that's common in our country on the bottles. However, we realized that everybody won't find their names, so we're giving people an opportunity to join us today at Fusion and customize their bottles.
And while this campaign may be slightly new for the Bahamas, it is actually part of a global initiative where more than 120 countries are now sharing a Coke.
Of course, in a global capacity, the Coca-Cola Network, it's a powerful organization that has the ability to do things on a global scale. So we're just excited to bring that magic here to the shores of the Bahamas.
With more pop-ups expected to take place around the island and less than half of the year remaining, Throneberry says that much more is left in store.
We're trying to bring the energy, have fun, create smiles, engage our consumers, really celebrate the magic of Coca-Cola. So looking forward to the rest of the year, as we roll into the festive season after summer. There's a lot of events that you can look for us at, and we'll be excited to celebrate those moments with our consumers.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Mauritian Barrows.
Well, Adon and Marlena, we've given you politics, we've given you labor, we've even given you a bit of news from the police. What do you have for us in Access Now?
We have something feel good because Atlantis is offering some swimming classes. I know Bahamians can't swim. Can you swim? I know Marlena says she can swim.
Yes.
See?
Yeah, I think it was like one of the biggest swim lessons in the world they had recently. We've got that and the updates on Bahama's Food Festival and like the wine and art stuff they do that always has those big concerts. I want to know who's coming this year. We might be finding out.
Well, stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Happy Independence Bahamas. Let's celebrate 50+1 together with a unique Janae's Uniform Center Independence print, dry fit polo or t-shirts, ribbons and pole bows in black, gold, and aquamarine. Janae's special family package includes buy 2 adults and 3 children Independence polos or t-shirts and get 15% off. Outfit your staff for a special Independence dress of week or day with a different design. For more than 30 pieces of Janae's Independence polos or t-shirts, get up to 25% discount. Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road Independence Selections. Choose your favorite and celebrate 50+1.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I got nothing to do. I say now on to independence.
Honestly, ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out there, Dre?
If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, way. Wait, financial independence, way. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website.
diet-friendly special.
Bahamar today joined the global effort to promote water safety through the world's largest swimming lesson, a life-saving initiative that stresses the importance of swim education. With help from the Bahamas Swimming Association, the Cable Beach Resort welcomed participants to Baja Bay Water Park with a strong message: swimming lessons save lives. It's a lesson the country can't afford to ignore. Just recently, there was a near drowning at a West Bay Street beach. Organizers say events like today's are especially important during the summer months where children are out of school and families spend more time in or near the water. And while the focus is often on the youth, lifeguards remind us that adults too need to know how to swim, as safety starts with being prepared. Well, before we close, we'd like to wish a very happy 93rd birthday to Dame Marguerite Pinling, the country's 10th Governor General and widow of the first Prime Minister, Sir Lyndon Pinling. Happy birthday, Dame Marguerite, from the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Great deals all day, every day. Available now at Marco's Pizza. Order today.
Another sailboat added to the regatta fleet thanks to veteran boat builder Lloyd Sands and the assistance of his mentees, members of the Uriah McPhee Primary School Sailing Club. The UMP Barracuda was officially handed over to the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.
Sigh of relief, right, to know that I've completed the boat because the kids were waiting for a while. We wanted them to sail it before school closed. A few of them didn't get that opportunity, so a little disappointed on that, but still I'm pleased with the product, and some of those students will still be here. And hopefully, those ones that are leaving, we might just build another boat over that school to catch them over there. So hopefully that'll happen.
The project, which took several months to complete, is expected to benefit students tremendously, especially now as sailing has recently been declared the country's national sport.
The government of the Bahamas and my ministry and the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs is investing in our youths. So there's a future in sailing in the Bahamas. And we know that we are going to take sailing to the world, and hopefully we can see a repeat of Sir David Knowles and winning a gold medal at the Olympic Games.
Uriah McPhee is one of the schools that are in our programs here in Nassau. We have about 7 schools that have sailing as part of their program, and we welcome them. We have about 7 others on the Family Island. And we're just so proud of what Uriah McPhee is doing, and we're so happy for our private-public partners relationship that is causing this thing to grow.
Until next time, that'll do it for Ed Talk.
Today marks the 16th year for the world's biggest swim lesson, and our Danielle Dean was dressed for the occasion at the Atlantis Resort. Stay close for her story.
And breaking news coming in from Bahamar, the resort's Culinary Arts Festival is all set for this fall. Lyle Maycock has those details straight ahead.
Plus, we have an update on conjoined twins whose attending physician was none other than Dr. Magnus Akidede.
And coming up in sports, the city of brotherly love is the new home for our NBA superstar, VJ Edgecombe.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Now, Marlena, we want to tell everyone why we're wearing green today, right?
It's Scoliosis Awareness Day. Yes. So we had to show our support. We had those guests in earlier this week and just wanted to make sure we showed them we remembered.
Definitely, definitely. So VJ Edgecombe is now a household name, Marlena. Bahamians have a new team to pull for in the NBA.
That's right. The Philadelphia 76ers drafted our very own VJ Edgecombe. So that means we have another Bahamian who's made it into the NBA.
I'm so proud of him, and an island boy at that. VJ is from Bimini.
I'm sure Bimini has quite a few parties, and they're very proud of him, as the rest of the country is too. So good job, VJ.
I'm sure they're still celebrating down there in Bimini, but we look forward to great things from him as well. Let's take a dive right into the news. It is one thing that our kids should know living on islands surrounded by water, it's to swim. This is a sentiment shared by many, yet reports a few years back indicated that less than 10% of Bahamians can swim to save their life. This figure including adults and children. But with this program implemented by water parks all over the world, including here in the Bahamas, hopefully this percentage increases. Danielle Dean has the details.
Welcome to the world's largest swimming lesson, where over 100 Bahamian kids from the various communities are learning this most vital survival skill.
We don't want kids and parents to be ashamed about not swimming and not knowing how to swim.
Director of Water Parks with Atlantis, Jamal Kemp, says instead he'd rather they take the leap now so they can be comfortable in the water eventually. Aiden Wallace, an 8-year-old participant, though not fully confident in the water just yet, is eager to learn and was just as eager to share his experience.
I'm pretty scared.
You're scared? Why are you scared?
Because I haven't swum since last year.
Since last year. And do you think it's important for you to know how to swim, and why?
So I need to know how to swim so like when I go to the beach, I don't like drown and stuff, and I can know how to swim so I could be safe and I can save other people if they drown.
Vincenisha Ferguson and her friend Sylvana Mackey paused their routine and swam on over to have a quick chat.
We learn how to kick our legs and how to move our arms.
Little Sylvana says she might even consider using her skills to become a lifeguard and save people like herself who can't swim. And I couldn't help but join in. Minister of State for the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, did the same.
So I feel good about this event because, you know, the Bahamas, we live in an area where there's a lot of hurricanes, unfortunately. And as they leave this pool today, not only I want them to remember the fun they have, but remember the skills.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, Bahamar is set to host its biggest Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival yet this October. With a celebration of regional flavors, world-class art, and vibrant culture, Harlal Maycock has a preview.
Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival returns this October 22nd to the 26th, with organizers promising an even bigger and better experience for visitors and locals alike.
And this year, we've kind of changed the layout just slightly. So keeping the actual footprint of the festival to explore the entire property is really important for us.
On the arts side, the Fuse Pavilion is expanding, featuring 56 participants, up from 39 last year.
It's important that we display the complexities of who we are to not only local people, but to the guests that come from overseas, because I think, you know, this is a big push for us. You know, Bahamas taking a big risk to underwrite all of this because this is a long-term goal. We want to really move towards us being the epicenter for art, contemporary art from the region.
This year's lineup includes Bahamian stars like Janine Anthony and Sydney Colby, as well as artists from the entire region like Jamaica, Trinidad, and St. Martin. And there's plenty of culinary excitement too, with stars like Marcus Samuelson, Carla Hall, and local favorite Simeon Hall Jr.
The opportunity to explore the art, the culture, the food, you know, it is something that is just dynamic. We are the largest festival in the Caribbean, and we take so much pride in that. We do our best to give you a world luxury experiential event that is, you know, it cannot be compared to any others.
Organizers say this festival's long-term goal is to help redefine what draws visitors to the Bahamas, highlighting the depth of Bahamian creativity and creating opportunities for local artists, chefs, and students.
I think just to be exposed to the nuances and the complexities of how rich people's practices are in the region. And I think to also see how strong Bahamian art is in relationship to, works from the region, I think is very, very important.
The festival promises 5 days of art, cuisine, and entertainment, with hopes of inspiring a new generation and drawing global attention to Bahamian culture. For tickets and details, visit festival.bahamar.com. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
Great story there, Lyle. Well, in a world that often defines people by the limitations, Mark Turnquest is reshaping the narrative, and he's doing it nearly blind. Completely blind in one eye and halfway in the other, Turnquest refuses to be seen as a man of disability. Instead, he's a man of vision, purpose, and drive. A well-respected Bahamian businessman, Turnquest has built his platform around a powerful mission, empowering those with disabilities to become entrepreneurs.
I want to make sure that don't care how disabled you are, you cannot give up your dreams. Because you might be disabled, but you are enabled to do things. And the only way you can succeed in life is that you have to be independent. And one of the major reasons you could be independent, you need to own a small business. My whole life is small business. I eat, drink, sleep, small businesses. So I encourage everyone to do not give up.
Beyond advocacy, Turnquest is also a bridge to real-world opportunities. He's been connecting disabled Bahamians with grant programs, training workshops, and microloans designed to help them launch or grow small businesses.
We never, ever had the opportunity, but the PLP government indicated that they wanted to do something with this, so they marshaled the resources and capabilities, and they come up with the what I call disability grant. Where I think it was 64 disabled people got grant and money to start their own business. They received training and everything. So if you're blind, handicapped, in all type of ways, wheelchair, we are now in a position to move. I'm a former board member of SPDC, and I must applaud the SPDC for this initiative, because there's a lot of people were disabled. Now, however, there's a lot of people disabled don't want to come up. They don't want to show up because they feel that they're useless. But I want to encourage one to go to SPC or even come to me, because now I now put my life also together to now focus on disabled people where they want to start a new business or increase their skills, because my organization is also approved by NACOP to give disability training in reference to entrepreneurship and all kind of other stuff too.
While progress has been made, Turnquest says there is still a long road ahead. He's now calling on both the public and private sectors to make entrepreneurship training more accessible for people with disabilities. Marlena?
Thanks, LaDawn. It's been 5 years since doctors performed a groundbreaking, life-altering surgery removing a tumor from the head of conjoined twins. Now, one of those twins, Jed Russell, is still facing a number of health challenges, but is said to be making some positive steps toward a normal life. And while his twin unfortunately didn't make it to full term, his other brother, Michael, who was separate from them in the womb, survived and is a healthy, thriving toddler. The Access Now team caught up with Jed's mother, Cecilia Sitt Russell, during the Making Miracles book launch recently to get an update on Jed's progress and the way forward.
Had a total of 12 major surgeries, and we did. We've moved from here to United States, and now we've also traveled to Asia, to Hong Kong, and so his speech is very good now. He has vocabulary. He's not in school yet because he is still in a wheelchair, and we tried to find the right school here, but unfortunately they didn't get a school to accept him here, so we're taking him to Asia.
Well, still to come, the authorities from Coaching Eagle Empowerment Organization are live in studio tonight, and weather is also on the other side of the break. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast and our live weather radar showing those heavy showers and thunderstorms which fell across most of the islands today, and it's lifting slowly towards the north, so we'll see some clearing later on tonight, but those showers will return briefly during the early morning hours before clearing out here by tomorrow evening. And then we're also monitoring an area in the northwestern Caribbean Sea. The Hurricane Center, well, it's giving it about a 20% chance of development, so we'll keep you posted on that system. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight, southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights, they're going to be about 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags are in place for you boaters in the northwestern islands. High tide that will take place at 9:36 tonight, and for the central and southeastern islands tonight, southeasterly winds slightly stronger at 15 to 20 knots. The wave height 4 to 7 feet, so that caution flag continues into the central and southeastern islands as well. And then tomorrow, which is Friday right through Saturday, we will see a reduction in those winds. It's becoming southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet. Now the high tide tomorrow, 9:58 in the morning, with the low tide at 4:02 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, Friday and Saturday, southeast winds down just a tad to about 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we will maintain the caution flag for the central and southeastern islands Friday and Saturday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Till the morning comes, pick 2 coconuts out of the tree, till them outfit wrong. Everybody lay low with their money, ain't nothing new.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. Well, Coaching Eagles Empowerment Organization is hosting their Patriotic Ties celebration, a night of Bahamian pride, colors, and entertainment. And live in studio with us tonight are President and co-founder of the organization, Claudine Thomas, and Honoree Charles Sawyer. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you.
Now, we'll start with you, Claudine. For people who aren't familiar, can you give us just an overview of what Coaching Eagles Empowerment is?
Okay. Coaching Eagles is a nonprofit organization whereby we thrive on empowering through motivation, literacy, and creating environments that unleash greatness.
Amazing. And now the stage is set and everything's ready to go. Can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Well, the event is designed to honor persons that have been contributing to our nation, and this is the third year, and so we decided to bring it into Nassau, wanting to give persons their flowers while they're alive. And with the event, we have selected 7 persons in Nassau, and ranging in fields like health and wellness, where we have Dr. Strawn, entertainment, we have Miss Daisy, education, Mrs. Belinda Wilson, and then we have, for humanitarian work, we have Bishop Lawrence Roll, and then business, we have Mr. Charles Sawyer.
I was going to say, we have one of these honorees with us here tonight. Charles, what does it feel like? How did you feel when you found out you were going to be honored in this way?
Pretty much elated, you know. Been doing business all my life, but didn't think anything of it, just do business. You know, I started out about 9, taking pictures of neighbors and selling them, so it was like just a graduation. And actually in high school, I didn't even want to do math and geography and stuff because I knew I would do photography. So it was just a normal thing.
A lifelong
so it was just surprising that somebody even took notice.
Amazing. And so can you tell us when and where it's going to be? Can you give us all those details before we go?
Yes, the event will be held tomorrow at Zion South Beach Baptist Church, and it's going to be at 7 p.m. Grand Bahamian time.
Claudine Thomas and Charles Sawyer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Best of luck with your event, and we can't wait to see you back here soon. But as for us, it's time for us to check in with ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
VJ Edgecombe going 3rd overall to the Philadelphia 76ers. Details of that story coming up in sports.
Early detection of breast cancer can save your life. If you are 40 years of age and older, you should have annual mammogram screenings. If you notice any changes in your breasts or the surrounding areas, ensure that you see your healthcare provider immediately.
A message by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Public Hospitals Authority, and with support from the Universal Health Coverage Partnership.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands, we believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need, a great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products, saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
Business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tech and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
The Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe.
It was the announcement heard around the Bahamas. Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports, Valdez Edgecombe Jr. becoming the fourth Bahamian first-round pick in the NBA draft in the past 10 years. Last night, joining Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, and Kai Jones, Edgecombe was taken third overall by the Philadelphia 76ers after a stellar freshman season for the Baylor Bears that would see him take home Big 12 Freshman of the Year. After he would hear his name called, an overjoyed Edgecombe would embrace his mom, Bendra, proceed to walk up the Barclays Center stage and greet NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and officially become the newest member of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Just tears of joy, knowing the hard work and what all it took for me to just get there to this point. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I ever felt something like this before.
Now, also weighing in on the accomplishment would be the nation's chief prime minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, who acknowledged the players who helped pave the way for Edgecombe, while adding that the Bahamas shines bright once again on the global stage, on a small island nation producing a world-class talent with heart, grit, and determination. Adding that BJ's journey from Bimini to becoming the third overall pick in the NBA draft is nothing short of incredible. It shows our young people that the dream is real, the path is possible, and that greatness can rise from anywhere in the country. Ending his statement by saying, 242 to the world. And over in Bimini, the island was certainly buzzing with excitement after the call was made, culminating with a motorcade taking place on the island as well. Now, VJ is expected to have his full introductory presser with the Sixers sometime in the coming days. We'll keep you posted on that as well. And that's my look at your sports on this Thursday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Hey, honey, you got no message for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money? At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, and I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I got it. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
Saving money is tough until you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounces, $1.19. Kellogg's giant size cereals, assorted, 23 to 28 ounces, $6.39. Sweet peaches, $1.99 per pound. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Super Value butane gas, 8 ounces, $1.99. Join the Super Value Quality Points program at any Super Value or Quality supermarkets.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, that's Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Sun, sand, and beautiful sunsets. That's our Bahama land. You're looking at a fantastic glowing sunset out there in Nassau Harbor. And that shot is by our drone pilot, Neville Smith, with a steady hand. We have some more good news coming out of our family islands, and on Access Now, we're catching flights. Let's go.
Opportunities are growing for students on the Family Islands as new extracurricular and vocational programs aim to build skills, boost confidence, and prepare them for success. Lyle Maycock reports on how these initiatives are shaping the future of education.
Across Family Islands, students are finding more ways to thrive, not just in the classroom, but on courts, in clubs, and in the water.
One of the reasons why we focus on student enrichment programs is based on seminal studies. We know that students who are involved positively are less likely to present with negative behavior.
Education Director McCartney Russell says the ministry's goal is to get all 40,000 school children involved in at least one extracurricular or co-curricular activity. The results of involvement is evident with Carif to Stars, debate champions, spelling bee champions, and more. Today, students now have access to dozens of programs, which include partnerships like Let's Swim Bahamas, teaching children water safety and skills.
We're actually bringing in pools in schools. We do have a partnership with Let's Swim Bahamas, and so they've provided access to 14 of our primary schools. Students are learning to swim.
And it doesn't stop there. Sailing clubs are helping young Bahamians embrace the national sport.
In order to participate in sailing, you have to know how to swim. And so we want all of the children across the archipelago to have access to the opportunity to learn to swim.
The arts and technical fields are also getting a boost. With the expansion of more dance, music, and vocational programs, the ministry strives to continue connecting students to future careers.
For us, it's providing access, number one, to quality opportunities that are holistic, because we want to address the whole child, and we want, at the end of the day, our goal is to ensure our children are globally competitive.
Director McCartney Russell says the ministry hopes to unlock every child's potential, whether it's on land or in the sea. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
It's always a pleasure hearing good news from our Family Island students. Marlena?
Thanks, LaDawn. Well, our Matea Cunningham is always ready with another witty, cute, and demure segment of Let's Talk Socials. Let's check out today's installment.
Hey, it's Matea, and you're watching the one and only Let's Talk Socials, where we spotlight the looks, laughs, and moments making waves online. Now let's talk prom, because prom season in the Bahamas has been nothing short of a runway show, and this year, the bar was high. St. John's College hosted their prom under a theme that screams luxury and flair, Met Gala. And while there were tons of stunning looks, one dress in particular had everyone pausing their scroll. We're talking about a pink masterpiece designed by a Bahamian brand, Dijon Leclerc. And when I say stunning, I mean stop you in your tracks stunning. Take a look at this.
Fairy, yeah, she was a fairy. Yeah, she was a fairy.
The design was the perfect blend of elaborate and elegant. Big Met Gala energy without losing that clean, classy touch. It stood out for all the right reasons and instantly became one of the most talked about looks of the night. From the structure to the styling, it was a reminder that Bahamian designers are in a league of their own. Social media couldn't get enough, with comments praising the craftsmanship, the color choice, and the way the dress completely owned the theme. So if prom season is Fashion Week in the Bahamas, Dijon Leclerc just closed the show. That's it for this episode of Let's Talk Socials. I'm Matea, and I'll catch you next time, where the culture shows out and the content keeps coming. Have a great week.
Simply gorgeous.
I never had a prom, but honey, she looked amazing. Oh my goodness.
Well, that does it for Access Now. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for Entertainment Friday, when we feature song artist Sam Robinson, and he is bringing his guitar.
Oh yes, I can't wait for that. But for tonight, make sure you stay tuned for the rundown of Ahmad Rashad Thompson on leadership.
Good night,
everybody.
At Harold Point,
I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership, where we have real dialogue about what leaders, the challenges they are facing, what stretches them and what admonishes them. I am your host, Ahmad Ishaq Thompson, and I am so honored that you have joined us yet again. As always, I want to pause and say thank you. Every Thursday night, you choose to show up, to lock in, and to run it down with us, and we feel it. We see you, we appreciate you, and we are grateful for you. I was at the cleaners the other day, early this week, and a gentleman came up to me and said, "You was the man from the Get Down?" I laughed, gently corrected him, and I said with pride, "Yes, sir, I am the gentleman from the Rundown on Leadership." And the truth is, y'all, you don't have to tune in, but so many of you have shared that you want to, that you have something to look forward to every Thursday evening, and we do not take that for granted. We are committed to this, and we are working our best to bring you the dialogue and the conversations you need to take it to the next level, to take your leadership journey to the next level. Thank you all so much for your support, for your encouragement, and for your engagement. Our entire team here is truly, truly grateful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we enter sacred territory. We're talking about something that too many whisper about behind closed doors and far too few are brave enough to name in public. We're talking tonight about toxic leadership. It's the kind of leadership that silences voices, steals confidence, and stunts growth. It's the reason some of you go to work with your pressure high, 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 and your sugar low, low, low. It's why top talent walks away, why culture collapses, and why innovation flatlines. Let us be clear. Toxic leadership is not just bad behavior, it is a betrayal of leadership itself. Real leadership builds. Real leadership uplifts. Real leadership inspires. It does not incite. But what makes toxic leadership so dangerous is that it's not always coming from those wearing a villain's mask. Sometimes it smiles in meetings. It gets results sometimes. It wins awards, and fancy corner offices are their homes. But behind the scenes, it leaves teams bruised, broken, and burnt out. Let's stop pretending, everyone, that charisma can cover up character flaws. Let's stop rewarding dysfunction with promotions. Let's stop mistaking fear-based compliance for high performance. We cannot change what we won't confront. And what we won't confront, what we're too afraid to name. So tonight, we're naming it, we're unpacking it, we're exposing it, not to shame, but to shine, not to cancel, but to correct, not to destroy, but to deliver leaders from cycles they didn't even know they were repeating. And if you've ever been hurt by toxic leadership, tonight is for you. If you've ever led in a way that you now regret, tonight is for you too. Because we believe in truth, we believe in transformation, and we believe in the kind of leadership that does not settle for survival, but insists on healing, growth, and impact. To help me run it down tonight, I am joined by two stalwarts of leadership both in our nation and around the world. Two young ladies that not only demonstrate authentic and effective human leadership, but they also coach and develop leaders around the world to lead limitlessly and with authenticity. My guests tonight are Simone Elbow and Mrs. Patrice G. Taylor, and I am certain that you will leave this conversation convicted to lead better and fully equipped to identify the signs of a toxic leader. Tonight, we take a bold look at what toxic leadership really is. We do it not just as critics of bad leadership, but as curators of what's possible when we lead with courage, character, and conviction. So here's what I need you to do right now. Hit that share button, text a friend, tag a colleague, wake up the work WhatsApp group, because what we're about to run it down on tonight, they need to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rundown on Leadership, and your breakthrough is right after this break.
Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our psych wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You can do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas: Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rundown on Leadership. Tonight, as I said before our break, I am joined by two incredible ladies in leadership. My friends, my colleagues, my mentors, whether they believe it or not. They have shaped me as a leader as I am today, and I'm grateful to have them join us this evening. Simone Bowe and Patrice Taylor, welcome to the Rundown on Leadership.
Thank you, Ahmad.
You're very welcome. It's great to have you both
Happy to be here
tonight as we talk about something that's so important. Toxicity is pervasive around the world. Today, I believe that we are in a leadership crisis. We are facing a global leadership crisis. People are doing, my government would say, rubbish, skullduggery. In the workplace, in governments, in churches, all around the world, there is a lack of good, sound leadership. But I don't believe that there is a scarcity of toxicity in the workplace. I don't believe there's a scarcity of toxic leadership that exists today. So let's start the conversation at the very beginning. What in your mind is toxic leadership? Any one of you can feel free to chime in first.
Toxic leadership to me is any kind of leadership, which I guess is almost like an oxymoron, you know. Because how does leadership go with toxicity, right? They don't go together.
Yes.
Right? So if you're toxic and you're trying to lead, you're really not a leader. You could be called a lot of other things.
Wow.
Like a dictator.
Yeah.
Or, you know, some worse names, right?
Yes,
a bully.
Yes, a bully, yeah.
But the two words don't go together. So when we see toxicity and leadership trying to come together, we know that that's a bad combination.
Absolutely.
When we see toxic, let's say on a bottle of poison, what is that? That's a warning sign that danger is ahead.
Wow.
That's a warning sign that death is attached to that, right? So that's what toxic leadership looks like. Nothing thrives or grows in the midst of toxicity.
Yes. Simone, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think toxic leadership is when we see behaviors that negatively influence a workplace culture or any organization's culture. Because as you mentioned before, this could be church.
Yes.
This could even be your home. It could be in the community, right? Wherever you are a leader, and we have informal and formal leadership wherever we are.
Absolutely.
And so when we see those behaviors that cause an entire culture to shift downward. And what do we mean by downward? Meaning some of what Patrice mentioned, where people don't feel like they can grow, they can thrive, they can speak their mind, they can be themselves. So they don't feel like they fit in, they belong, they don't feel safe, right? And not just physically safe, but psychologically safe, right? I don't feel free to contribute my ideas. I don't feel like, you know, you will give me credit for the things that I am doing, right? So very negative behaviors that are pervasive and unchecked.
Yes, that's the key point right there, that unchecked component, because toxicity can exist and you can realize and say, wait now, hold on, we don't do that here. or here's a better way to communicate this, or a better stance you can take on this issue. But when it remains unchecked, talk about that someone. Go a bit deeper on that point right there.
Yeah, I think when we talk about things going unchecked is when we have inaction. So I've seen a lot of times where organizations will do surveys, you know, they have to do engagement surveys to find out how do people feel, right? Or you may do an exit interview and people are leaving the organization. How did you feel? What was your experience like? But when you don't take action, like you said, when you know full well that these negative behaviors, whether you're doing it or not, but you're condoning it, it sends the message that it's okay.
Yes.
And so then people are either afraid to speak up or they just refuse to speak up. So now you see apathy setting in to the organization. People just don't care.
Right.
Let me just show up. Let me just do my thing and then leave y'all in y'all mess here. Because y'all ain't gonna drive me crazy up in here. Right? But when you don't check it, right? And it sends such a powerful message to people then that this is not tolerable behavior here. This is not what we accept as leadership in our organization.
Wow. That unchecked component, Patrice, because you talked about condoning it some more. And condoning is more than ignoring it. Condoning is literally giving it a place to live, to breathe, to flourish, to fester, right? You're telling the people that are trying their best to disavow that toxicity that you are the anomaly here. You are the one that's being extra. This toxicity is what we actually want, because especially when that toxic person or that toxicity is coming from someone that's a high performer.
You hit it. I was just going to say, you hit it right there.
Reggie and Paula always hitting every target. They're exceeding every goal. But for Jesus' sake, they are catastrophes to be around.
But that's the commonality there.
Yes.
That's when it happens most. Why? Because organizations are sometimes, or leaders, those in the hierarchy, are sometimes so focused on tasks and profits, they forget about people. Right? They forget about what leadership really is. Leadership is all about people.
Absolutely.
Now, they create great managers, people who get the job done.
Doers.
But they don't build people. Right? And so when they allow those people that are toxic in the environment to become a cancer, that just, you know what cancer does? It spreads. And when they allow that, they're just as guilty as the people that are doing it. In fact, they're worse.
Because they know better.
Because they know better.
And they're choosing to allow this thing, to avoid this thing.
And they have the authority to do something about it, right?
But it's serving them.
It's serving them. And that's why, in many cases, they allow the narcissistic behavior to continue to pervade throughout the organization because the job is getting done. Because the profits are rising. So
and 9
who's
times
gonna
out of
rock
10,
that boat?
Exactly, and 9 times out of 10, well, maybe not 9, but oftentimes you find that the persons who are most offended by the toxicity sometimes lie right at the bare minimum.
Absolutely.
So you are invaluable enough to us to cause us to raise concern about this, because Reggie and Paula killing it every week.
You're dispensable.
You are dispensable, they are not. I could find 10 more salespeople, but Reggie and Paula, them?
They bringing in the money?
They bringing in the money like every single day.
Absolutely.
What does that do both to Reggie and Paula, though? Because at some point, their performance, something is going to affect their ability to perform in this workplace.
Well, they quietly quit. Some of
You think Reggie and Paula quietly quit as well? The toxic people?
The toxic people?
Reggie and Paula are the ones that are...
toxic people.
Reggie and Paula are toxic.
Absolutely.
And Reggie and Paula are the ones that are bringing in the money every week.
Well, Reggie and Paula, why change?
Right.
Why change? If I'm getting away with it, it's working for me. I'm getting my bonus every year. Listen, I'm getting the perks. It's working. Why change?
I going on the trips.
I going on the trips.
I get the newspaper article.
Right. And then I have
invited out. I'm included in all of these
and
nice
guess what?
company events.
Absolutely. And the disenfranchised people are paying homage to me because my behavior is getting the green stamp from those above. So why should I change? But what happens is, it's a cycle that will keep repeating itself unless it's dealt with.
Absolutely.
Because whatever you fail to deal with will continue to pervade, right? And what happens is organizational culture goes out the door. And what you get is all of the quiet quitters. It's this whole thing about understanding who's in your boat, right? You have those people that are rowing at the front, you have those people in the middle that are sometimes on and off, and then those people that just quietly quit. And they want your boat to sink.
Wow.
They got their foot on the side of the boat trying to see if they could be an anchor to make sure the boat don't go right. And then you're trying to figure out
what's going on
at the top. What's going on? How come we taking so long to get to our destination? It's because you, Mr. Reggie or Paula, right, have become a toxic tick in this organization.
Wow.
But it ain't so bad. It ain't so much Reggie and Paula, you know. It's the leaders that allow them
absolutely
to carry on.
Absolutely. I say this, Patrice, all the time, that people are only able to do what they are allowed to do.
Absolutely.
In any circumstance you find yourself in. That could be at home, at church, at the movies, at the food store, in your organization. If you let me, I guarantee you I will. And Grammy told us when we were younger that practice is make perfect. And so if Reggie and Paula could practice skullduggery and they get better at that,
absolutely.
Aren't we paying them to be skullduggerers?
But that's a part of the game.
Exactly.
That's the corporate game.
Wow.
And either you're going to be a good player
or you are
you're
not.
Going to get played.
Wow. What does that mindset do for organizations, Simone? Because you all have coached leaders all around the world, and you recognize when toxic leaders are trying their best to tell you it's them and not me. And they want you to come with your spectacular training sessions and all your workshops to fix the problem, right? We get hired, we get contacted regularly to come and fix the problem, and we can look at the problem on the discovery call. Talon, it's you. Miss Johnson, it's you. Miss CFO, it's you.
Yes.
Why is it that leaders so often remove themselves from the problem and think that we are the solution? One session.
You know, for me, I always say this. Leadership begins with your belief system, right? It's what you believe about leadership and about yourself will determine the type of leader that you are.
Yes.
And so if you believe that, A, I don't need to change because what I'm doing is getting me where I need to go. So it gives me now the belief about you that what's important to you is getting ahead by any means necessary. It's a belief.
Wow.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times what we're battling with when we are contacted, right, is a leader who doesn't believe they have a problem. And also who may have some very serious issues that they may need to address personally, but they are afraid to address them.
Wow.
Just because you have a title doesn't make you superhuman.
Wow.
You're still human.
Indeed.
So you still have had to process, or maybe have not processed, your childhood trauma.
Absolutely.
Your times of bouts of dealing with rejection, depression, anxiety, fear, embarrassment, whatever. Maybe you were led this way, and you were made to believe that this is the way you do it.
This is my only example.
This is the only example I
At home,
have.
there was toxicity. My first job, there was toxicity. As I climbed the ladder, there was toxicity. And so now, all I know is to be toxic.
And when you think about it, if you're very honest, you talk about being real, right? Just the rundown.
Yes, absolutely.
Our whole cultural makeup is built on toxicity.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And abuse. When you think about it, right? In our homes, and we listen to how people talk to their children, right? Or shout at, curse at. Call them names. Compare them to others. All of these things erode your self-concept, your identity, your esteem, your sense of worth, your confidence in speaking up. So now when this translates, you go into the school environment. The teachers, some, are doing the same thing. The blame, the shame, right? Go write that on the board. They sending you to the board because they know you can't do it. Why would you do that? Right? So it now compounds. So I know all of us have been in the corporate training environment space. You know, a lot of times we are building esteem and motivation
before
you could even get to the content.
Absolutely.
For people to believe that I can. This is coming from, it's systemic.
It is truly, it's the real pandemic. It's the real epidemic. The things that we have ingrained into our children. You could be in a public space, a food store, a park, a gas station. You could hear them. You could hear parents and even adults talking to one another in a derogatory way. Why is this the way we choose to engage those that we get the privilege of leading? meaning. You referenced a point, Simone. You said that it really stems from what people believe about themselves and what they believe about leadership. I want to share this with the audience. You cannot, it is impossible to transcend what you believe. You cannot rise higher than whatever you believe. And if your belief around leadership, around what toxicity actually is, around what manhood is and adulthood is trash, so will your leadership. Absolutely. So will your leadership be. We're going to continue this conversation because, as you can tell, this can be lit tonight. We are running it down for sure. So please refresh your juice, refresh your water, run to the bathroom, come right back because we will continue right after this break.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Friday, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Been pimping it, I say, now on to independence.
Fashion was something that I've always loved. I always, as a child, loved to see women just impeccably dressed. But my thing was drawing the looks and mixing colors, and fashion was in my blood. My name is Dr. Jillian Curry Williams, and I'm the designer for Remilda Rose Designs. What sets me apart, that I pay attention to detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. I pay attention to the construction of my garment. I want to make sure that when my garment is completed, that you can wear that on the wrong side or the right side because it's impeccably made. I put my personality into my passion. Well, the fabric of hope was inspired by my father. My father had cancer, and I would go with him to treatments and seeing everybody just look despondent and dreary. And one day this lady dropped her mom off and her mother fell once she got inside, and I was like, wow, like God, like I'm only a fashion designer. Like, what can I do to assist these people? I know God had me to create it to inspire persons with cancer or any illness that there's hope, that there is light at the end of that tunnel. The encouraging word I would give to women, it's been in my heart for a couple of days, to speak to the older women who may feel that I'm 40, what can I do? I'm 50, what can I do? And that's when the fire in us kicks in. We've had the work experience. We've passed all those tests. So take that idea that God has given you and put it to use. This is where it all begins.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Welcome back to the Rundown on Leadership. We are talking about your uncle, about your auntie, your boss man, maybe even you. We're talking about the toxicity that exists in organizations by choice, not by circumstance. Tonight, if you're just joining us, our guests are the lovely Simone Bowe and Patrice Taylor, and we're helping us run it down on all things toxicity in the workplace. I had a situation once where I had witnessed a leader. I'm talking about the leader, not a leader on the totem pole, the actual leader, pull another leader aside after a meeting and say to the leader that they pulled aside, that's not how I want you to address the issues in the future. Carry on worse than that. Call out people by name and reference what specific issues they cause for you and or your team. The leader took the time to coach. I'm using that word very loosely. To, I would say then, maybe coax the person and give them the words to actually say. This is the leader telling another leader, hey man, that's too light. You gotta run it down on these people in the next meeting. And I am astounded. The next meeting arrives, and this person gone to, I'm talking about movie. Tyler Perry Steelers ain't got nothing on them. Movie. The person, that leader, I timed it on my phone. 13 minutes and 47 seconds of absolute lambasting. Just derogatory, just negative, nothing going right. You're all this, you're all that, you're all this, and you're all that. And after that meeting was done, the leader found that leader and said, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is the leader speaking to another leader. Obviously, there's a power play at play here. Do what I say or wish you did. And giving them the words to say. I feel now emboldened and responsible to do what my boss just told me to do. Because if I don't do it, he can get somebody else, so it's never gonna happen to me. This is what I believe, you used the word pervasive earlier, Patrice. That type of mindset, that type of leadership, that type of confused way of doing business is indeed pervasive. How is someone supposed to stand up to the leader? Now, one like me, one like you, and one like you, try us. Try us. They're ready. But there are people right now, y'all, that are literally between a rock and a hard place. In between a rock and a hard place is living hell for them. Because attached to living hell is a salary, is a mortgage, is a child's school fee, is a parent that might be ill, right? The car note. And so they feel obligated to put up with the rubbish. What are your thoughts on that? How have you seen that in your play, whether in corporate Bahamas or in the world as you coach and help?
I remember a situation where a very narcissistic leader would shout, curse, point the finger, embarrass their staff in front of others. And just as we started the show talking about how the higher-ups understand what's going on and they do nothing about it. And I remember the feedback that would come would be, it's a problem for me, but don't say anything. Because I need my job. Just like you're talking. When that is allowed to carry on, we do that person, the narcissistic leader, we do them a disservice, as well as we do the people that they are supposed to be serving a disservice. Let me tell you why we do them a disservice. Because as leaders, our role is to develop everyone. And sometimes developing people means that we have to tell them the truth. They lack the self-awareness that they should have. And when people lack self-awareness, this is where we get all of this chaos and confusion. Because see, like Simone said, they don't see themselves in the mirror. Or they are that lion looking in the mirror, but what's coming staring back at them is a pussycat.
Small kitty cat,
And no one's telling them.
And no one's telling them. Right? So the organization is failing that person, the narcissistic leader, but they also failing the person that has to bear the brunt of what spews out of the mouth of that a leader such as that. And what do we say to that person who has that bill to pay, the mortgage to pay, the children's school fees to pay, but they coming into that living hell
every Jesus day,
every day? What do we say? What do we say to them as an organization?
You gotta pray. God can make it all right. Listen, I know God a long time, but I lied. I know true. We acquainted. He saved me in 2019. It was a whole different show. But as I know him today, he ain't gonna help that. We have to help that.
We have to help that. He gave us the means to do it.
Exactly right.
He gave us the wisdom to do it. Right? So, but what happens in situations like that is we forget what leadership is. Simone, I don't know if I should say forget, you know. I think we
have a poor concept.
We have a poor concept because, see, we still have this traditional mindset that I'm the leader because I have the title.
Do what I say and do what I...
Right. And I'm there with the whip. I'm there with the whip. So I think it's a mindset thing, again, like Simone said, we have to change the mindset of people. We have to hold people accountable. True leadership is holding people accountable.
Accountability.
Accountability.
It's one of those words, so as you mentioned it, Patrice, one of those words, someone that we throw around organizations loosely. Accountability.
Oh, please.
Accountability. Accountability.
Until it applies
to me. And then all of a sudden, who you think you're talking to? What you think this is? Exactly. You're gonna get from around me. Someone in your experience, when that is the reality, because you know and I know and we all know that is indeed a living reality right now for many, many people. What is supposed to happen? What is the person supposed to do next? When that toxicity, when you're getting instructed, not suggestions, not casual coffee talk, whether I talking about, listen man, that what you run out with just now ain't it. Go to town, go for blood. When that is your directive from your leader, from the leader, what are you supposed to do? What are your thoughts on that?
That is a tricky position to be in.
Absolutely.
Ahmad, and honestly, the person made the choice because of all of the background reasons that you named.
Yes.
You know, their personal circumstances, their goals. Maybe that's their belief. Maybe they feel like this is the way I need to get ahead. Right? So you have a choice to make. And we all have a choice. There are always choices. And he didn't have to choose that either. He could have chosen to say, I don't agree with this approach. Right? And give the reasons why. Right? Or he could have said, you know what? Maybe this is not the place for me. And this is what people start to do. They start to actively look for something else. Sometimes people quit without a plan B. Like, I don't have another job lined up, but I can't take this anymore. And we're seeing more and more of that happening, more and more people focusing on their mental health. We see more and more people who are really stressed out, especially at the management level. Studies are showing now globally where you have Gen Z, which is the next youngest generation coming into the workforce, no interest in leadership. Why? It's not because they're lazy, it's because they see all of this.
They see this and they realize, this is what I gotta deal with? Miss me.
I don't want a part of this. Like, why are we working anyway? Like, what sense does this whole system make?
Absolutely.
Right? So they're thinking in a disruptive way, but in a good way. Right? Like, we have to challenge these systems. So at the end of the day, you have to make a choice.
But it comes down to values too, though.
And your values.
Your value system, right? When there's not a level of congruency between your values and the values of an organization, then you have a decision to make. And that's what leadership is. It's about having integrity so that you stand on your values, not based on what other people think you should be doing or how you should be behaving, but it has to align with your value system. And if it doesn't, then like Simone said, you have to make that choice.
Absolutely, because two things ran out to me as you ladies reference these last points. What you value, you protect.
That's right.
What you value, you respect, and what you value, you protect.
Absolutely.
You're not going to let anybody run up on you and take or hurt what you say you value. You also inspect what you value. This is my good phone. I pay many thousands of dollars for this. Let me make sure I can put a screen protector, I can put a case on it to make sure that the phone is not going to be damaged. Why then would you allow all that God put into you to be damaged by choice? You believe it's by circumstance because of the mortgage and the this and the that, but you're allowing yourself to be mistreated, disrespected. I remember I was a teller. I was fresh out of college. Well, I was in college actually, still in college. I had just been promoted from Burger King to a bank. And I got on my daddy my daddy whole suit to a people bank. And I remember a young lady, she was a senior leader in the branch, and something was visibly wrong that day. And she came in and she stood to the wicket, talking to all of us tellers, and she started to use funny words. Now, funny words is my way of saying she's kind of creased me out. And I never had a tolerance for foolishness. I just never did. And so everybody was like whispering about it. And so I got up from the wicket and I went behind her. Mom, are you well? Is everything okay? Because what I witnessed is definitely, one, unacceptable, two, ain't gonna never, ever happen again. If that's what y'all is to hear, everything, cool. This is my last day. Y'all man in y'all wicked, have a good day. And she turned around and she looked at me and she said, who do you think you are talking to? And I called her full name, Simone Lauren Bowe. Darling, my name is Ahmad Rashad Thompson. What ain't gonna happen here is that. Now, I don't know what has transpired between when you left yesterday and when you came this morning. I'm happy to walk you through that. But what we will not do is have you by choice stand up and disrespect me.
Absolutely.
Now, I recognize that it's not a normal reaction or response, rather, to someone threatening you, mistreating you, disrespecting you. Many people would swallow that, hold that in, and make that their issue. What Patrice referenced just now, what Simone referenced just now, was that you have a choice to make. That choice, I am certain, is not easy to make. But when you allow something to take place, only what will happen next is what you have allowed.
Absolutely. That's right.
You don't get the culture you want, you get the culture you tolerate.
Absolutely.
You get the culture you create, and creation is not always beautiful. Sometimes we create monsters. Right? And we stand by and we say, you can't mind thing up.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Don't worry about how much just she goes.
Just like that. That's
Every month, every week, every 2 weeks, that person is paid. And we allow them to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, and come back tomorrow and try even harder to be better at being bad. We let these people come into these organizations and run an absolute muck. Right? And we put it behind the guise of, she's old school.
Right.
Or, man, he don't really mean nothing by that. He just such as he's talking to people. Right? Having worked in organizations where, or in industries where it was a man's industry, and only big grown man work here. Brother. My big grown man died, he never created this big grown man out. So what you can do is calm down. Right? And I'm saying this, and I know it may seem flippant almost, and almost insensitive, because that's not people's normal reaction. How does somebody find the strength to really stand up and say, you know what, enough of this, I can't take it anymore? Should that be a blatant statement, or just a quiet, you know what, this is my last day, here's my resignation letter? What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, I was thinking, as you were saying, that the organization should put some things in place to help people come forward and to share those things, right? What are some of those things that they can do? You can have or should have a grievance procedure, right? So if I am concerned that Ahmad is speaking to me or treating me a certain way, he's my supervisor and I don't like it, there ought to be a process in place that I could register my concern. Right? Whether that's informally, where I tap on the door and I say, Mr. Ahmad, could we have a conversation, right? It starts there, it gets nowhere, you case me, run me out the office. Where do I go next? Right? So whether that is now Ahmad's boss or HR, right? Some companies have a hotline where you can anonymously put your concern through. It's channeled through aspects, some element in the organization, whether that's legal or compliance risk, whatever that may be, HR, whoever that may be, to register that concern and for an investigation to be launched. Right?
I want to pause here because we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about HR's role in this whole toxic environment.
Oh, Lord.
Because we are all HR professionals in our own way. We have influence culture in these organizations, both locally and nationally, and we're going to have to put some what we can say, we got to have a run it down conversation with some of our HR colleagues in our nation, because it can't happen if HR is around. It shouldn't be taking place.
Correct.
So ladies and gentlemen, stay close. Your breakthrough continues after the break.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Rundown on Leadership, and tonight we are talking about toxicity in the workplace, whether from the leader or from those that get the privilege of working in that organization. But we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about HR's role when there is toxicity in an organization. What should HR be doing? How should HR be showing up? Why is it that so many employees can still say today, in this day and age, HR knows and is doing nothing about it? Is that a real statement? Is that true? Do we HR professionals really know and we just turn a blind eye? What's going on? What do we say to our HR colleagues both nationally and around the world when this continues to be the environments our employees are serving in?
So, like Simone said,
yes,
there should be some policies or some sort of guideline in place. But policies and guidelines are impotent when people don't feel safe.
For Lord's sake.
In the environment.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? The policy is there, but I don't feel safe because I know nobody's going to protect me.
Wow.
The policy in black and white, but what's the reality?
Yes.
Because I know the culture in here. I know what's going down in here, right? I've been working here long enough to know that they only talking.
Yeah, things ain't things.
They ain't walking with the talk.
Wow.
Right? So what is HR's role in that, though? HR first has to be seen as a trusted source.
Patrice.
But
people say,
shouting here today.
I know, right? Shando Green. The people say HR's talk to business.
Right?
Before you come with the meeting, the room, the floor, to know what HR, what you discuss.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
So if people don't trust you, why they coming to you?
And talking their own business.
Exactly.
Wow.
Let me tell you what else.
Yes.
If people don't like you, they're not even playing with you.
I can't even
You know
stand
the little children on the playground and say, I'm playing with this, I'm playing with you. They're not playing with you, HR, because they don't like you. You know why they don't like you? Because you not fair.
Yes.
Because you caught up with your HR title.
Corner office. And
right, your corner office.
Parking spot and
right? You forget that it's not about you, it's about the people.
Wow.
Now, when HR functions as a body that is title-oriented, privileged, entitled,
yes,
they lose the trust and the respect of people. So HR's role is first and foremost to be HR. HR is about people.
Yes.
HR has to put themselves forward as someone who is that bridge between leadership and the people.
Absolutely.
So that whereas we're here to enforce fairly. We're here to enforce for everyone.
Yes.
It's not as us against them. When HR establishes itself as that trusted body, they're able now to gain the trust of the employees. The employees know that even though this policy might be harsh, HR got our back.
Yes.
They want the best. Even if HR has to reprimand me, I know where it's coming from.
Right.
Because I know they have a heart for me. HR, the H in HR is heart, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Right? And so if they establish themselves as this trusted partner, for everyone in the organization, for leadership as well as the employees.
Yes. Then we can see some level of improvement, some level of toxicity reducing. Queen, chime in on that. Talk about that.
On the other side of this.
Yes.
Because you have some organizational leaders at the top who don't believe in HR.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And HR being done the way that it's supposed to be done.
Talk about that.
So a lot of times HR is only a figurehead in these organizations.
Formality.
A formality, something on the checklist to say, okay, we are competitive.
Yes.
Right? Oh, so-and-so down the road has HR. They're doing this, they're doing that. Okay, so we're doing it too. But do they really believe? Remember I talked about this?
Yes.
Do they really believe in what HR actually represents in the organization? It's not just about hiring and firing.
Administrative.
And minding the paperwork. Keep us out the labor board. Right? That's not all that HR is about.
Absolutely.
HR is a strategic partner. to assist you in making decisions, to assist you in championing the kind of culture that you want to have. HR is not responsible for culture.
Absolutely. No. Absolutely.
And they love to throw that in HR's
on the job description in most organizations.
Yes, it is.
And that's what HR improve morale.
Yes.
But what do you find happening? HR is carrying one message, and leadership is carrying another message.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And you're internally combating each other.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's what ends up happening.
What happens when okay, let's say my example earlier was the leader and HR. What if the leader was talking to the HR director? Listen.
Jeez.
I tired of these people on here doing this and doing the next. You better get down on them. And the HR director, HR manager, HR leader is fully aware that, sir, dog, cat, mom, rat, you name problem, not them, you. What is that HR person supposed to do? Is it different? Is it any different? Is the choice different? Is the values different? Because as HR, should they be more on bold? Should they be more blazing? What if that person also has the situation, they go pay their mortgage and them school fee and them immediate? What is someone supposed to do, y'all? Because this is real life.
This is real life.
The HR manager who looks at HR as a profession or a job will do exactly like that leader told them to do.
Wow. Versus purpose and actual assignment.
Okay?
Wow.
Because it's a calling. Just like teaching is a calling.
Preaching and all these things.
You understand? It's a calling because anything where, any job or professional career where you are intimately involved with transforming the lives of others. That's HR.
That's absolutely.
That's a calling.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can't say, I'm an HR person, but I don't like people. Child, I don't like people.
Where you from? How you manage that?
Make it make sense.
I can't stand people.
Make it make sense, Ahmad.
Leave.
I can't.
They're hiding in the office, got the door closed.
The blinds drawn.
What?
Phone going automatic to voicemail. I had an HR leader tell its employees one time, my phone is still on Do Not Disturb.
No.
The phone the company buy for you? Is on Do Not Disturb. Call me when you can see me, is what the person said. When you can see me, then you call me.
I've heard that before in organizations. They don't get a response. They send an email, they don't get a response. They don't call, they don't answer their voice messages.
And that in itself is toxicity. It may not be. It may not be verbiage. It may not be bad language. But your disregard for the human experience is toxic.
That's what I wanted to say too.
Talk about that.
You know, because those are the more outward, very obvious behaviors, right? But what about these? It's like a psychological warfare that you're under, right? Where they are breaking you down as a person.
Absolutely.
You know, in your spirit, in your mentality, your psyche, right? And these very subtle behaviors.
Undervaluing you.
Undervaluing you, not valuing your opinion, keeping you out of meetings or promotions,
keeping their foot on your
keeping
neck.
you in the dark, holding information, undermining you. I've been in situations where people have gone to members of my team and not come to me. And these are senior leaders. So how does that make you look in the eyes of your team?
Absolutely.
Right? It makes you look low and then you feel lower.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's disrespect.
And disrespect is toxicity. There is no, or it could lead to, it is. Disrespect is synonymous with toxicity.
Absolutely.
And when you as a leader feel like you have to do your best to make people feel less than they are, to make yourself feel like more than you're not, you are not a leader. You are someone that's trying your best to diminish what leadership actually is. You're trying your best to tell yourself that you are something that you're not. I'm not talking about affirmations and positive thinking. You are lying to yourself and lying to your teams. And I can tell you one thing. People recognize inauthentic leadership.
Absolutely.
They recognize toxicity, and at some point, I believe, Simone, you referenced the Gen Z. This is the first time I say it often on this show, that you found in the history of the workforce, from Adam them was working in the field, in the Eden. This is the first time ever that you have up to five generations in one building. And I believe that older people, different generations, are now adopting the mindset of the generations they employ. I ain't got no time for this.
But that's what COVID showed us, though.
I could do bad all by myself, Mary says.
I have options.
I will send peanut and I will sell newspaper before I take up this foolish.
It was liberating.
Come on, man.
It was liberating. I mean, people realize that, hey, I don't have to take this.
I don't have to take this.
And I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I can't believe now that there was some distance between me and that.
Wow.
That is not what I want.
Absolutely.
And when you realize, when the individual is empowered enough to recognize, I no longer want this, have to take this, will no longer tolerate this, the game changes completely, tremendously.
Yes.
And then you find that leader coming to this leader and saying, Ahmad, we have a problem. What is, enlighten me, leader? What have you recognized the problem to be? I believe that people are shutting down. People seem to be checking out.
Morale.
What an esteemed observation you've made here. I wonder where that's stemming from. Leader, could it perhaps be the time when you, and I am again aware of the fact that there are people who will not be as able to, willing to address and, what's the word, confront these types of environments. It takes vulnerability.
Self-awareness.
It takes the risk that you may lose this job. Because some people mess up. Okay, y'all, we gotta take another break. The people telling me the time when I don't understand it tonight. It's going extremely fast. We're gonna come right back for our final segment. We have some incredible news and some things to celebrate with these individuals. We'll be back after this break. Stay tuned and stay close.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Gentlemen, welcome back. We are at the end of this show already, but I want to celebrate something incredible. Patrice Taylor, Nathaniel Butler, forgive me Nathaniel Butler, and myself are going to be joining about 30,000 individuals next week at the largest HR conference on the planet, not only as attendees, but as speakers. This is a huge deal, y'all, because Patrice, Nad, and I are members of our local SHRM chapter here in the Bahamas, B-SHRM, and we have all a message. We all have a message to share, a voice just to use to help people in HR get better. Patrice, what was the journey like to get to this point, and what are you feeling right now? How are you feeling?
Ahmad, we don't have enough time.
I know, right? I know, right?
But very quickly, I remember over 10 years ago, Ahmad, I was in corporate. I said it at another conference. I was speaking at something else, and I said, I remember when I was institutionalized, and the audience roared because I didn't mean it like that. But I was in corporate at the time, right? My company was gracious enough to send me to the SHRM conference. I sat in that audience, and I watched the lady on stage. And I said, that is going to be me one day. And that was over 10 years ago.
Wow.
I said it, but I wasn't ready for it. Lord. Because I guess this inner something new that I was going to be there, but I wasn't ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Fast forward to today, where I'm now in my own company, never saw it, having the ability to influence so many people, and now I have the opportunity to influence globally.
Yes.
My topic is the HR upgrade, and we just spoke about HR's responsibility. Moving from practitioner to an influencer. And that's what leadership is. So my goal is to, by the time I leave the stage, to make sure that people understand that as HR, you have a responsibility. Not to be simply, and not to downplay what it means to be a practitioner, but you have an awesome privilege to influence change in the lives of everyone with whom you come into contact. And the only way to do that is to harness certain things, such as self-awareness, emotional intelligence, genuinely valuing people.
Yes.
And constantly upgrading ourselves.
Yes.
That's just a little snippet
Absolutely.
of what I'm going to be talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are sitting in the presence of global impact. Simone is on somebody's flyer every week out of this country, talking, speaking, impacting, and influencing leaders around the world. Simone, what does it mean to be a behemoth with a global voice and global impact?
Well, it's funny you should say that because I literally just got back from a Caribbean conference, the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions.
Wow.
And that was an amazing experience. I got to talk about talent management, how we recruit, develop, and retain. And of course, the core is culture. And so, being on a global stage is an awesome responsibility. Even the Bahamian attendees said, we've not heard a Bahamian speaker at any of these conferences, and so they were really proud to be a part and were very supportive. And so it's a great responsibility, and it's a message that needs to be shared everywhere you go around the world. People are saying the same thing. You go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, YouTube, people are making memes. I just watched one today with they said the point of view, right? POV.
Yes.
My husband helping me to get call in sick.
Wow.
So he's standing at the microwave, pressing the button, beep, beep.
Yes, as though he's in the hospital.
She's on the phone, I'm being tested right now. You know, I can't get it. This is the type of thing that we're seeing, is saying that people are tired. People are mentally, emotionally, physically tired of the cultures that leaders are allowing.
It's that word, it's allowance. Allowance is so much different, it's so much more impactful than what we create, what we actually cultivate. Because cultivation takes effort, allowance takes none. And when you let people do what they want to do, knowing it's the wrong thing to have done. My topics will be leading while bleeding. Let me tell you something. We talked about toxicity tonight, but there are so many leaders who are literally doing this thing on life support.
That's right.
And there's no one in the organization they can turn to. They are suffering in their personal lives and suffering in their professional lives, and we have to help them on their journey, because while you are bleeding, you are still called to lead, and you cannot allow that wound to distort and to disrupt your assignment. I'll also to be talking about going from clogged pipelines to clear pathways. There's so often in our organizations, we have no succession, and leadership is succession. When you can identify who will succeed you, that is leadership. And not pick who will succeed you, but identify who will succeed you. You are standing, watching, ladies and gentlemen, evidence. I do not take this lightly. Just like you, Patrice, there was a time when I had applied and applied and applied and applied and applied and applied and applied. And the people say, nobody, ain't nobody into you. Until last year, I was on vacation in November, and God said to me, not last year, before last, he said, son, send application in. This was the last day to apply. And I say, sir, they didn't tell me no, but 18 times, I straight. He said, son, put in the application. That was November 30th, 2023. I submitted the application. I got the acceptance in, I want to say, April of 2024. And I spoke for my first time and attended for my first time that conference. And this year, I returned to speak twice. Let me tell you something. When God puts something in you, when you have something in you to accomplish, no matter who, no matter what, no matter how many times they said no, if he said yes, your answer is yes. You are looking at example, evidence. We have a responsibility, you said, Patrice, to demonstrate possibility. In your nation lives excellence. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. We are at the end, the absolute end of the absolute end of the show, and I can't believe how quickly time has went on. I am so grateful, Patrice and Simone, for having you join us this evening to help us to run it down on how to identify and hopefully emerge from toxic leadership. Your wisdom, your courage, your honesty, and your voice is not taken for granted. You didn't just inform us, you transformed us. Before we let you go, we'd love for you to leave a final word for our audience very quickly. One word. What would you say?
Resilience.
Resilience. Patrice.
Accountability.
Resilience and accountability. And as we close tonight, this episode, here's what I need you to hear. Toxic leadership thrives in silence, but healthy leadership grows in the light. Speak up, stand up, and when necessary, step up, because the next generation of leaders is watching how we confront what's uncomfortable and how we correct what's unacceptable. If you are in a position of leadership, ask yourself, am I building people up or burning them out? Am I creating safety or sowing fear? Am I leading with ego or with empathy? The real legacy of leadership is not what you can achieve. It's on how you make people feel. When they walk away from you and your leadership, what are they leaving with? So ask yourself, does my team feel seen, valued, empowered, or scared? Silenced and unsure. Tonight, we did not just have a conversation, we lit a fire. Holy Ghost fire. Yes. So let's lead better, let's lead while healing, let's lead with integrity in our hearts and integrity in our hands. Be sure to stay locked into the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Mr. Royston Jones. This is Amar Deshaw Thompson for the Rundown on Leadership. Until next time, everyone, lead with honor, lead with heart, and lead with humility, because when leadership gets it right, people thrive. And always remember, you weren't built to impress, you were built to impact. So lead like it. I will see you next week. Should the Lord delay is calling. Great night, everyone. Take care.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in